The lady's curiosity has been piqued. My name is Roche, but you can call me by the more accurate appellation, Speed Demon. That was the first line I ever recorded as Roche, and that was my first audition line.
Hello, everybody. My name is Philip. I'm a filmmaker, and tonight we are joined by Austin Lee Matthews, the voice of Roche from Final Fantasy VII Remake.
You know what I want. A second dance. Just the two of us.
What is going on, Austin?
Hey, what's up, dude?
It's a pleasure to have you. I got some great questions. This is going to be an interactive interview, so feel free to hop into the chat. Make sure to subscribe, and please check out Austin. What's the best place to find you, man?
The best place to find me is on Twitter at AmtraxVA. That's AMTRAXVA.
Awesome.
I'm also on Twitch at the same place.
The engine roars with excitement. It hungers to be set free!
We'd love to hear a little bit about your background, though, because, you know, we're big Final Fantasy fans, and we love Roche, and we love your performance. But yeah, do you want to talk about some of the other projects you've done? I've seen you actually are not, like you said, new to the Final Fantasy franchise, which people are going to like.
Rodeo, that's right.
Yeah,
I was Sid in Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. Everybody.
Yep.
That was so much fun because like Sid in that game is such an endearing, just upbeat character. And the cool thing about that is, my mother recently repainted the entry hall of her house, and Sid has a catchphrase every time that you're about to start a dungeon in which Sid is your companion. He says, "All right, buddy, let's get this adventure started." Painted on my mother's, like, the first thing that you see when you walk in, you see a hallway, then you turn left, and right there on the wall in big letters is "Let's get this adventure started." So I'm just like, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
And then I'm also June in Kakegurui. There's Ash Carbide in the Trails of Cold Steel series, and he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into it, guys. Again, get those questions ready. And as you know, we love to discuss the cinematic language, and there's a whole lot for this game. And though Roche was on screen for not the most out of the most screen time characters like Cloud and the gang, I think there's so much to unpack from what he did. One of the things that maybe you may have experienced is like Soldier. It's such an iconic part of Final Fantasy VII, just lore, you know. And how was it to step into the shoes of such a deep lore? But it's not the Soldier that we know. You know, it's not Zack. It's not Sephiroth. It's a totally new character. Like, how was that? Was that intimidating? Was that fun? Like, how did it go for you?
So, it was one of those things where, like, because I get the audition for it, and I auditioned for 2 characters, and when I'm reading the specs, I'm like going through, and I'm like, I think this is Final Fantasy, and then I get further down, and it says in all capital letters "Soldier," and I'm like, oh, this is the fucking FF7 remake. All right,
this is the real deal. Yeah.
So I auditioned for it thinking, I'll either get nothing, or I'm definitely not booking the Soldier. A couple weeks later, I'd been having like a bout of depression that whole week. My agent calls me and she says, "Hey, so we got you for this insert code name for game here that I will not say the code name."
Yeah.
She says, "Hey, so we have you booked on this," and when she says that, I'm like immediately like, "Oh, that?" And she says, "Yeah, we have you for Roche," and I'm just like, "Roche?" So I was like, "Oh, damn, I'm gonna be the Soldier." So that was really cool because, like, I mean, you said it yourself. The soldiers are like, you know, the big, badass super soldiers of this. It's so cool.
Totally.
Getting to do that was rad.
Yeah, I can only imagine. And like I said, there's that sort of iconography to it. Like, who are the soldiers we know? Cloud. Well, sort of. Yeah. Sephiroth, Zack. Like, these guys are colossal, super strong, awesome people.
I'm gonna name them off the top of my head.
Okay.
Not Cloud.
Yep. Exactly.
Spoilers, I guess. Zack, Sephiroth, Angeal, Genesis. Is Weiss one of them? Is Weiss a soldier? No.
Sorta, like Deep Ground, right?
He's a Deep Ground. Yeah, he's a Deep Ground.
So like maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I think those are the 5 I can think of off the top of my head.
Awesome. Yeah. No, you're tapped out. That's it. That's literally it. So that's what I mean. Like to have Roche just be like, oh yeah, there's another soldier. It's a big deal. It's not like, oh yeah, there's like
Well,
50.
the first FF7 needed another soldier.
Yeah,
Like seriously,
totally.
like you've got the three, and
Yep.
it's like, well, where are the rest of them? You have this
Exactly.
the three sea soldiers who are all cannon fodder later in the game after you're all like level 99, but like you never get to see like a soldier in that game other than Sephiroth and the illusion of Zack
Yeah.
in that game.
And
so
it's like
really
you just
cool
said.
getting to see it.
Yeah, they're all such big characters, and they're all very like bad soldier. It's like stuff happens
they
to
are.
them, and so like I thought this was so smart, just narratively, to have like I just
He's
want to see a
bad
soldier.
in a completely different way than everybody else is. Like he's
Yeah.
a bad soldier in that he's just a bad boy.
Exactly, exactly, right.
Mhm.
But no, that's what I love it. And what's up, everybody? We have a lot of people joining. Hello, Crystal. We have Guilty. He said, "Oh, look at this." Guilty said, "One of my favorite characters. You did an amazing job. You definitely have us asking for more. What was the best part about playing the character, and how did you prepare?" That's a great question.
Oh man. Okay, so the best part about playing the character was getting to just go all out.
Yeah.
There's moments where he has some quieter lines, and even his quieter lines are still just like you can feel like he's about to explode because he just was like, oh yeah, like the engine roars with excitement. It hungers to be set free.
Great.
Like getting to just go insane. And absolute favorite part that I did was that big exit where he starts sideswiping all the sweepers.
Yes.
And he does that.
So good.
I was so happy that they let me not just Grito, but that they kept the Grito. I was like, yes.
Yeah, and I had some questions about that too. Like, how much of that was directed, and how much like did they give you any freedom to say like make some noise? Like, what was the direction on that line?
So we listened to the Japanese.
Okay.
And he does that super. In Japanese, I guess you would call it like the menacing laugh, where they do the.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh man, how do I Westernize that? Because I wanted to roll the R.
Yeah.
But you can't really do a laugh like that in English and have it sound convincing.
Yes.
So I'm just like, you know what? I'll lean full on into the punk biker thing and have him do the Grito.
Yeah.
And so I just did it, and it ruled.
Yeah, I love it. Like there's a lot of
fun.
scenes where like, and I think people are gonna agree with me in the chat that like I just had a smile on my face when Roche was there because he's just so much fun. He's just so in the moment. And like even when he gets defeated on the motorcycle, he's just he's all pouty and everything. He's just like so alive. Everything's so fresh to him. Gunblade asks actually. How did the developers describe Roche to you before you started the voice recording?
The audition read that I'm trying to remember the exact description of him. Like it was that he's he wants to always go fast. He's a pure adrenaline junkie, which is evidenced by the fact that in Japanese, he doesn't say speed demon, he says speed junkie.
Awesome.
And they absolutely just described him as just the kind of wild and crazy guy that he is. And that I was like, oh,
Great.
I don't think I'm gonna book him, but like that's the kind of character I can definitely play. And lo and behold, I played him.
Yeah, you killed it. You killed it. Allmark has a great question. He says, Mr. Matthews, firstly, absolutely loved your performance. My question is there anything you're hoping happens to Roche in the subsequent parts?
Well, big thing I'm hoping happens is that we get another dance.
Yes. Yes.
Because he has to dance with his boy toy again, of course.
Yep.
But I mean, like, I don't know. I want to see him be a bit more involved in. I want to see just how either for or against Shinra he is. Like, if he's like the thing that I think about Roche is that he really doesn't care about Shinra. He just wants to, he's an adrenaline junkie. He's the thrill seeker.
Right.
And my thinking is that he really just cares so little about Shinra
right.
that I feel like he would aid Avalanche somehow. And I
Right.
have a theory that everyone's
Interesting.
like, why wasn't Roche in the chase at the end? And my theory, I know that, this is probably not true at all. My theory, my thinking about it is that why would he want to, you know, stop Cloud? Why would he want to, like, get
Mm.
rid of the one person who has been able to keep up with him?
Yeah,
Of
totally.
course he wouldn't try to stop him.
It's a great question.
So, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like whenever I see people just like, well, why wasn't he there? I wanted a big, final showdown with him. I'm like, you
Yeah.
don't understand the character.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
actually, okay, so we'll get into some of the theories we've talked about that I came up with too a little bit later. I think you're going to like. But, okay, so
No,
I got a great question here. So, okay, so on that, I've noticed that Roche is such a positive character. Hear me out on this, guys. Like, even though he goes as far as to break protocol from this tyrannical company to let Cloud escape so he can fight him again one day and soar to greater heights, as he says, right? So we have a slogan on the channel that says "Cowards die first," which encourages you, to face your opponents head on in an honorable duel and not to run away. So it appears that Roche has a personal code as well by attacking his own troops to make it not an unfair fight for Cloud, right? So what do you think that says about Roche, both in that scene and going forward? You kind of answer a little bit, right? And what did it mean to you as an actor to play? He's like actually kind of a great character. Like he says, wait, is he evil? Not really. Like he let Cloud escape. Yeah.
He is, in the purest sense, chaotic neutral.
Yeah. Okay.
Because all he wants is to go fast and to be with people who can keep up with him.
Right.
Because nobody's been able to keep up with him before. Nobody's ever given him a challenge before. So here comes, this blonde pretty boy who has just, just there's something about him that I love.
Yeah.
That, like, he sees this guy who can keep up with him, that you hear, like, in his dialogue, he goes, fascinating, because finally, oh my god, there's a guy who can keep up with me. I'm gonna make sure that nothing bad happens to this dude so that I can, keep fighting him until, the skies collapse or a meteor hits, whatever comes first. But like, it makes total sense that he did, like I said, dude doesn't care about Shenrub. His co-workers don't like him because he's a thrill seeker, and he just, they're just like, what are you doing? And he just revs up his bike and says, like, screw you, young people, and blows sand in their face. He just, he doesn't care, and that's what's awesome about him, is that he doesn't give a
Yeah, he's just doing his own thing. Yeah, that's what I love about him too. This is gonna play into my theory too, but I love that about him. Okay, so I kind of asked this earlier, but was there any apprehension or sort of nervousness bringing a character into a world that is like so established? It's not even just one thing happened. You're talking about Advent Children, Crisis Core, the original. Like this is a established world. There's people are so into these characters. Like, did you have any fear saying I'm bringing in a new guy? Like he's gonna be under scrutiny here. Like, what did you think about it?
Part of me was worried about it. The other thing, the big thing that I was worried about was, like, I wanted to, like, I was hoping that he would fit in with the story.
Right.
I wanted to see, like, how he fit in, like, with the tone, because I know that sometimes in Advent Children, especially, the characters can be really kind of, subdued and serious.
Yeah.
And you get Vincent walking by, where can I buy a phone? You get silly moments like that, but that are played so, like, so under.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, now you have this guy who's super over the top. Are people who who grew up with Advent Children, are they going to be open for that? Because Advent Children, it does have its big explosive, moments, but it's so underplayed a lot of the time.
Right.
Except, with characters like, Barrett and Keiichi and all that. But, like, I was wondering how people were gonna, like, buy into it, and the tone ended up being such a perfect mix of serious and kind of goofy,
right,
that he fits in, like, perfectly, and I think kind of, like, ups the ante for stuff that happens later, like Roche, being so over the top leads perfectly into how like overly, goofy and dramatic and like super villainy that the airbuster scene is, with the your judge, the jury, the executioner, and your there can be only one thing, and the sentence is death. And it just makes so much sense. Like this is the kind of this is what Final Fantasy VII should be like, because the original one, it was serious, but it had some funny shit.
Yeah.
Like everything with Don Corneo just wiggling on the bed, just like
yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
He fits in perfectly, I think.
He does, yeah. No, I actually had a similar question. I said, Roche is such a dynamic and extreme character in a world that sometimes is more subdued. If you look at like Cloud, he's kind of just like, okay, we're doing this. It's kind of under control. And same thing with Tifa, again, like kind of different performances. And then getting away slightly, I said, from the more Advent Children style, which tends to be, it's more conventionally anime bombastic at times. Like you have like Barrett just screaming the entire time. Even Sephiroth, like you said, everything's very cool. Everything's okay. It's very anime.
It's very 2007.
Right, exactly. And I think it's just a different style of directing. I'm sure you agree, being in the industry, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's not. It says nothing about the actors. Yeah. And I love that Roche is more akin to the old style, and he even has a gimmick, with his bike, and he's always saying puns like, we're gonna turn the key, everything is about his bike. I love it. It's crazy. It's so extreme.
So
and then of course, like I was saying to you before.
Kind of a character.
Yeah, exactly. And I was saying to you before the call, like I love how in world it's sort of acknowledged, right? How you have like even Cloud and Jesse are like, who the hell is this guy? Like, why is he yelling and stuff? And they're like, God, this guy's a dumbass. Like Cloud says, like, whatever, he's being a dumbass. Like, oh. It's great.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Was that more your unique flavor? I guess we already said it was directed that he's over the top, right? He's intense.
Well, he's a very westernized version of what the Japanese is, because the Japanese is very like super over the top.
Right.
Like I actually think I might have dialed him down a little bit from the Japanese.
I would say so, yeah.
Because like there's that bit at the end where in English, the line is, "I'll see you on the road, my friend."
Mm-hmm.
In Japanese, the line is, "My friend."
That's it.
And I'm just like,
yeah.
Yes. When we recorded that line, the director fell out of his seat.
Really?
But like the Japanese made it really kind of easy to do, because he laid such a firm groundwork that I'm just like, oh, well, this is easy. I can do that. And, know, Kenta Miyake is a great guy to play off of. So
very, very enthusiastic.
All
right.
Yeah.
Right. So we had a cool question from Multimoo. We had a couple here, which make sure if I missed them, guys, to post them later too when I ask. Multimoo said, do you wish you could have had mocap for facial capture for the character? Is that something you'd be interested in?
I mean, I would have been fine with the facial capture for the mocap. But I'm just glad that they animated to my dialogue. Like,
right.
I was glad that when we were recording it, we recorded it to unpolished footage that, it didn't have any lip movements.
Right.
The models were, not shaded.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was like very much like, the stage of animation where right before they add the lip sync.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And so I was like, oh, wait a minute. They're going to animate to my lips.
That's pretty cool.
That right there.
That's pretty cool, right?
I've never done mocap before. I'd love to, but just that, being like, oh my gosh, this guy is going to it's going to be me talking. I'm not going to be dubbing over somebody. Like,
yeah, that's got to be mind blowing.
Like, that's rad.
Sure. No, that's got to be mind blowing. Like, it just brings that next level of acting to it when it's like, okay, it's not just you matching a lip sync. It's okay. I'm doing these lines. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And that's another reason this remake shined. I think it's like, it felt so, like, you could tell that the actors just lent so much of themselves to the characters, like, especially the main cast, just because they're in it so much. But yeah, it's fantastic.
Everybody's so good.
Did you have a favorite performance besides yourself?
John, absolutely. John as Barrett.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, he killed it.
He absolutely is my favorite character. He took a character who I already like really loved. Like Barrett in the original is like in my top 5 favorite characters in that game.
Oh, he's great. Me too.
And elevated him to my favorite character in the series and one of my favorite characters of all time.
I agree.
Because he's got, so much he's got that big bombastic passion.
Yep.
But when he softens up for his daughter Marlene,
Yeah.
Like those moments, like I was playing it with some friends the other day. I was streaming it on, well, actually no, I was playing it on Discord a couple weeks ago, and then I streamed it the other day.
Oh, great.
But I got to the every bit where Barrett was talking to Marlene, and he picks her up, and he's got his glasses off.
Yep.
And I like start to cry because like,
It's beautiful.
Oh my God, you get this. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like he's this man who has these glasses on all the time to shield us from the fact that he has the most soft eyes.
He's a teddy bear. Yeah, he's a teddy bear.
World.
That's why I love it too. For you got to think of it about new players with the remake, right? A lot of us are so like, oh, we love the original, but for Barrett, for a new player, it's this guy. Like this first line is just like, you best be worth the money. It's like, oh, this guy's intense. You know, he's just like he's business. He's super intense. He's super aggressive, and then you realize he's like the most passionate dad of all time. He's so nice. He's such a teddy bear. You know, it's great. And then there's all the dynamic with Cloud.
Oh God, that line that he does, like, you can tell that he cares so much, like even about his team with the, your problems, your concerns, and your fees. You can put it all on me.
Yeah, give it on.
Like,
yeah, he's great. I agree. Like, and then can we even talk about it? The scene after the plate falls. Oh my God! Like he brought a level I did not, because that's this. I remember playing the original. We played it, saying, "I bet they take this out of the game. Like it's too like how do you bring this to life? A man just like pounding on stone and like shouting and stuff, yelling all their names. I was like, I bet they cut this, which would be such a tragedy. And then the fact that they nailed it, and he just I couldn't believe it. So mind blowing.
Yeah,
great.
And John just absolutely owns every moment that Barrett is on screen.
He does.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And there's a lot of variety for him too, which I love. Okay, so maybe this will be your answer. I was going to ask you if you could play one other character. Yeah, who would it be in FF7?
I could play another character in FF7.
Yeah, so anybody in the cast. Dream role.
If I had to pick, oh man, I'd say either Reno.
Yeah, Reno.
Or, I don't know, probably Don Corneo. Honestly.
Oh, that'd be so fun. It'd be so fun.
He sounds like such a fun character to play.
Yeah, you just go insane and put it all out there.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. All right, my next question is, I was going to ask you your favorite Final Fantasy game, but I think we know it's 7, essentially, right?
It's 7 Remake is my favorite game of all time.
Oh, awesome. All right.
Game.
You up the ante, everybody? Okay, awesome. Okay, so a lot of people quickly sort of penned Roche, I think from the trailers even, right? As this sort of like you just said, bombastic, enthusiastic character, and kind of left it at that. I think there's a great potential for Roche to be a tragic character, since he's a rare window into Soldier that we haven't seen before. So this is where I'm going to explain a bit of my theory is when I was playing, I said, man, I wonder if, like, they keep commenting, man, this guy is so loud. He's so alive. He's so passionate. And then they mentioned this whole cellular degradation thing about Soldier. I was like, wait a second. What if they're showing us this Roche now, and then maybe somewhere down the line, what if we see this? And when everybody says, oh, God, somebody shut this guy up, then you find yourself saying, oh, my God, I wish Roche was Lazo. This is so sad. Like, now he's losing himself. I think that would be so cool. So, and then I said, what if we even get another window, and what if he, we don't know why he joined Soldier. We don't know where these soldiers come from. Like, and Hojo's a really bad guy. Like, a lot of us could assume maybe people were forced into Soldier. Maybe their families held hostage, right? So what if this guy was forced into it?
Assumption for a lot of them. I think that's the general assumption.
Yeah.
Because that's what the Turks do, is that they hunt down soldier candidates.
Exactly. It's a weird term to use, right? Yeah. So it's like, man.
I think that's absolutely could be what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Because, Cloud and Zack were forcibly held and experimented on.
Exactly.
So,
why not, right?
Yeah.
Why not? And then that's, of course, what we were saying is, like, that's when it hit me is, man, what if, this whole tragedy is played up by him losing himself. We kind of lose that side of Roche where he's so intense. And then, of course, later on, perhaps he's not even himself anymore, or rather he is dying. And of course, that's why he's living on the edge. He's like, well, I'm going to die.
Oh, yeah.
Like, very soon.
If they gave me the opportunity to do that, to flex my acting skills that much, I would probably, that would probably be the highlight of my career. Like being Roche has already been the highlight of my career. But if they let me like flex my acting skills with him that much, I would be like, yeah, like this is probably going to be the best character I will ever play.
Yeah, I'd love to see you do it. I would love to see you have the opportunity because I think it'd be such a powerful thing. And of course, like I said, kind of flip that on its head because I think a lot of people didn't go that deep into it. They're just like, oh, this is like more of an old school type anime voice, cool. And then I would love to see them use that. It's like, oh no, like I wish he was so intense and like he's gonna die and he's not even himself. That would be amazing. So I love it. He's living on the edge. He's living big.
There is a line from another game, from the last DLC of Borderlands 2,
okay,
that makes me think of Roche. If they do end up going that line, that makes me think of Roche, and it's a line that is ultimately used as like the setup for a joke.
Oh wow. Okay.
But there's a bit where Tiny Tina says she goes crazy and like talks a whole lot.
Right.
And then she apologizes and she says, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry I talk a lot. I feel like, like if I ever, stop moving, then I'll stop moving forever," basically.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's but they ultimately set it up to like, she laughs about the fact that this robot's name is Uranus and she says its name is a butt.
Yeah.
But that line makes me think like, oh man, that's Roche. That's absolutely Roche.
It literally
like,
could
feels
be.
like if he stopped, that he'll stop, literally.
Yeah. No, I really hope they do something. It could be any variation, but I would love to see because we have this rare window and that line stuck with me. The cellular degradation. I'm like, why did they say that? Wait a second. This man's living on the he's living his life because he's probably on his way out. And how cool would it be if, like you just said, we want to see that next dance with Cloud, right? How cool would it be and how sad as if, because Cloud already he's given it back to him. Cloud already has this sort of respect for him and he's not trying to, kill him on the way out or anything. I would love to see that sort of warriors respect. Again, I also make fight scenes myself, martial artist. We love that sort of warriors respect and that cowards die first mindset. Can you imagine like a final duel as like, Roche is barely able to move or something. He's like degrading. And he says, can we, and Cloud kind of like gently ends it for him or something. That'd be amazing. I would love to see it.
You got to have that Raiden versus Jetstream Sam bit. You got to have that.
Yeah, exactly. That would be awesome. So yeah, many possibilities. And I think you've answered my question, but yeah, I think you'd love to see it too from your reaction to that. Right?
Oh yeah. I'd love to see just anything with Roche, honestly, but that's like one that's one that I've always liked. A surprisingly popular theory lately that I've seen is that he's going to actually be a party member. I have no freaking idea, but I would probably die if that happened. I would probably absolutely.
Yeah.
If they ever said, oh, by the way, you're being upgraded from side character to party member, I would probably literally piss myself in the booth.
Oh yeah, of course. We all would, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people in chat are saying like multi-mu and everything that people just love your performance, man. Like that's the general consensus. We wanted more of you. We were sad to not see more in part one. I know there was even talks of saying, I think recently a director, I think it was Kitase or Nomura, actually said like they wanted to fit in a Roche scene on the way up the plate. I think in chapter 15 maybe.
He was supposed to show up at some point during chapter 14.
Oh, 14.
Not during the Ascension. Yeah, he was supposed to show up. I'm assuming at some point, like, I would assume at some point, like right before you go up the plate, I would assume.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I had a weird idea. It's like it would have been cool because you see those soldiers when you climb the plate. I thought it would have been really cool if Roche shows up and maybe we see, and I think this might happen in the next games. Like maybe we get a female soldier. Maybe there's another connection there, and I would love to see.
Love that.
Yeah, I thought it'd be cool because then
so cool.
Imagine if you have Roche, who's the big, loud, like show off, and then you have a very like calm, like killer female soldier who's like the opposite of Roche, and they play off each other.
Rad.
I think that'd be awesome, right?
That would be cool. So
that was another weird theory I had for the stream, but Guilty saying Philip for Vincent. I don't know, man. We'll see what we can do. That's a big part. Yeah, inject all the Roche content straight into my bloodstream, says Sephiroth. Heck yeah. Okay, let me move on.
Thank you.
The next question is, of course. So music is a huge part of Final Fantasy. We were talking about it before the stream. And Final Fantasy VII Remake is no different whatsoever. Of course, we would be remiss without talking about Roche's theme, Ignition Flame. There's such a tribal, like primordial intensity and musicality to the duel. I think because of that song.
4 theme songs.
Yeah, that was so much. Yeah, there's the bike songs, there's the duel and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, were you able to hear? Probably not before it was released. Any of this music to lend to the performance? No. Of course, that makes sense.
Not at all. The dubbed stuff was completely silent.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Like there was dialogue and that's it. But like I was wondering like how they like if they were going to give him his own thing, if it was going to be a variation of Those Who Fight Further or Fight On, whatever you want to call it. But it ended up being like a really cool version of Those Who Fight.
Yeah, the battle theme. Yeah,
which. And like it weaves in and out of that. Like it ultimately becomes its own thing, but the build up of the bom, bom, bom,
yeah, that's
bom,
what I love so much about it is you realize that like 2 minutes into the song, this is the battle theme, and it's just been building up the whole time. It's so good. Yeah, it's been on the workout mix, man. It's been on the workout mix every day.
Because you've got the battle theme, and then you've got the Roche, what I would call his leitmotif, which is the combination of the drums and the strings going.
Definitely. Yep. Very Hollywood.
That,
I love that sound.
You know Roche is going to be somewhere nearby when you hear that sound.
Totally. Yeah. I'm hoping part 2. I'm hoping in part 2 we hear it, man, and you showing up. So.
You just hear like they're fighting. I don't know what's a boss in what that would be at that part in part 2. Let's say the eel from where the cannon is, Junon, I think.
Oh yeah.
Like they're fighting, like it's like Mr. Dolphin, no, and then you hear
Mr. Dolphin. That'd be great.
And then you see he jumps out of the water and he's riding the dolphin and he goes.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't even bat an eye at it. I'd be like, yeah, Roche would do that. Yeah, sounds about right. Well, that's what I mean. Like you said it yourself, there's so many possibilities of what this character will do. He clearly is just doing his own thing. Another thing I would love to see is, maybe some drama with, maybe he gets reined in by Hojo, by Shinra, whoever, because he's doing too much. Because he's legit just like attacking his own troops and stuff at this point. It's like, what's his deal? So I would love to see maybe he gets punished, and that could lend itself to the tragedy, to the drama. Maybe he's again resisting because he has a short life. Like there's so many possibilities, man. It really is.
Yeah. And I think that Hojo wouldn't want to rein him in only because Hojo is so like he loves observing things.
Yeah, exactly.
He loves the experimentation. Like he'd see Roche and just be like, I'm gonna see what this guy is gonna do.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be like, interesting.
Because Hojo doesn't give a shit about Shinra either.
No, he doesn't.
Like the only people who give a shit about Shinra are President Shinra, Heidegger, and Rufus. And the Turks. Much. But like even the Turks sometimes are just like, fuck Shinra.
Yeah, literally. They are.
Like the only Turk who I feel like is like super, super, super loyal to Shinra like at all is Sung.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely taking care of Rufus. Yeah.
Because even Reno is just like, man, this sucks. Like,
Yeah, he's just chilling. Like, whatever.
Like he like,
yeah.
But yeah, like nobody who is part of Shinra is actually like that loyal to Shinra.
You make a fine point. Do you guys realize that in the chat? Like, wow, everybody's kind of Scarlet definitely selfish. What, is she just gonna get her money and run, whatever? Like,
oh yeah.
It's Heidegger definitely.
Yeah,
I think it was implied Heidegger and the president were like good friends, and I think Heidegger like helped him set up the company. That's another thing I want to see in the next game is like sort of a revenge aspect of Heidegger, because I think they were buddies too.
God, that moment at the end when Heidegger says Mr. Vice President and Sung says Mr. President
doesn't bat an eye.
That's right. I was just like,
it's intense, right? And what's great is in the original. Good. They're playing it up already. Is the Heidegger Rufus like clash is gonna be so good. The disrespect constantly. It's like, stop with that stupid horse laugh. He's gonna say it.
Yeah.
He's gonna say it.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Oh God.
Okay, so Roche is such a physical character, right? He's like pulling on his motorcycle. He's swinging his sword. As an actor, how do you bring that physicality to a character, but in the booth?
By giving it physicality.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's
Awesome.
like the best way I can say it, is like you actually like, like
Did a lot of
there's a
movement.
lot of actors who they do all their lines just like this,
Right.
and like that's boring. But like with Roche, like you gotta like give him like like the just like
Yeah. Great.
like shit like that. Like you gotta give those kind of characters that physicality. Otherwise, like there's a difference between and like they sound
Tangibly
similar,
different.
but like you
Yep.
can tell that one doesn't have as much effort into it.
Totally. Totally.
So like give those kind of characters that physicality, and like you feel it in the performance. That's why they say like if you want a character to sound happy in voiceover, you smile. Like if you put on a smile, you're gonna sound happy.
Right.
Take that smile away, you're not gonna sound like you're smiling anymore.
Awesome.
Like,
Great. Oh man, masterwork stuff here, guys. And yeah, that's why I assume like it's got to be similar to like an opera singer. Right? You have to be upright, perfect posture. You can't get that sound. It's impossible.
Yep.
You can't lay down and get nearly the same sound. So it's very cool stuff. And yeah, it's cool because we do fight scenes and everything. Almost every scene that Roche is in, he's doing crazy physical stuff. He's fighting, he's driving at like 100 miles per hour, he's flipping around a bike, like
his bike that defies gravity.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Very Advent Children. I love that scene. Yeah. There's so much there. So yeah, what a performance, man. Well done. And you can tell too, like I said, it doesn't feel like a static kind of laugh. It doesn't feel like you're just sitting there. So that's great. It's great to know.
Oh yeah.
So of course we talk about the cinematic language of fight scene. It's one of my favorite aspects of film. Made tons of my own. As an actor, do you get to use the momentum and movement of the scene for your performance? So as in, do you see those? You said it is an early stage of animation, right? So do you get to see the shot selection to kind of inform like what's happening? Okay,
Yes.
he's swinging the sword now. It's just an early version, right?
Yeah. So for the actual combat like gameplay, no. But for the cutscenes, absolutely.
Oh, great.
So like every time that you see like every time that you see Roche going after Cloud, and every time that you see him stroking his bike, that's all me.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Like yeah. But with the fight stuff, all the physicality came from me. Like I didn't get any footage for the actual like
right,
gameplay.
for the gameplay. Now you do this attack, right?
Yeah, like they gave me like direction for it. They're like, okay, like he's it's like a big strong attack, or like he's charging up something, or
okay,
like this is what he's gonna say before he casts fire, or his ignition flame attack, or whatever.
Awesome. Okay. Somebody asked. They said your laugh is iconic. By the way, and then, where did you?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And then where did you do the voice recording? Where did it take place?
Recorded it at in Burbank, California.
Oh, cool.
And the studio is, I believe, Skylark Sound is where we recorded it.
Awesome.
Beautiful studio. They actually moved to another studio, I believe, recently.
Oh, really? Okay.
Which is sad. So if Roche comes back in part 2, I'm going to be like, oh, not recording. We recorded part 1. Because that was a gorgeous studio. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the new studio actually looks like.
Hey, I mean, I assume Square, brings the big guns. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like spare no expense. So yeah, honestly, was it a good experience? Great experience recording.
Oh, so fun.
Really? Yeah.
It was like every single day that I went in to record, I walked in with the biggest smile on my face that I've had since I started dating my fiance.
Oh, amazing.
And every day I left with that same smile, and every line that he had, I was delivered with the biggest smile on my face. What you looking for, babe? Looking for that? You looking for Abby? Yeah. She's right here. Yeah. Sorry, my cat.
It's okay. Everybody's saying, "Aw."
Oh, yeah, like,
yeah.
But like
great.
it was a wonderful experience, because like Final Fantasy VII is one of those things where even though I didn't get to actually play the game until I recorded,
right.
Growing up, it was a big part of my life with Advent Children and Kingdom Hearts and early Flash cartoons on Newgrounds and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had friends who were super into it, and they talked with me about it. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And I owned the soundtrack, you know, ages before I ever played the game.
It's
I
that
used
good.
the Advent Children soundtrack. I used the Advent Children soundtrack in my student films in high school. Like
Oh,
as I
amazing.
did the New York Film Academy.
Oh, great.
Like it's been a big part of my life. So like getting to like go in to record it, like I was like, oh my god, like my dreams are actually coming true right now. Like there's no way that I can't smile because it's just so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool, and it's just fat is what it is, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine, right? It's like you said, you got that call. It's like, oh, this is Final Fantasy? What? Like, okay,
Yeah, it's like, oh,
we made it, boys. Like,
yeah, here
what
we
else can you
go.
do? Yeah, yeah. Well, that's kind of it, right? It's like the climax of gaming, essentially, as far as voice work and everything. So, amazing.
It
And
really is.
it's like I always say for the cinematic side of things. Like we've been playing 7, 8, 9, like since that era where they had a movable camera, essentially. Like it's just they've been pushing the envelope since day one. I mean, FF7, you're looking at
Oh yeah, they really have.
freaking Lego characters for parts of the game, pretty much, and still they are just pushing the envelope for composition and shot selection. It's incredible what they achieved back then, and it just gets better as we go through the series.
The upgrade between 7 and 8 is the size of the
Oh,
Grand Canyon.
yeah, it's
in
immeasurable.
terms of cinematography.
It really is. Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah. We were really talking about it. And it's interesting too with the pre-rendered backgrounds. There's almost more. And I talk about this a lot with the original Resident Evils too. There's such a filmic sense to them because it's a composition shot, right? There's no moving camera behind you.
Absolutely.
And you could evoke with Resident Evil terror just by having a shot like under a table and stuff. It's like, what's going to happen? And it's the same with Final Fantasy. Like,
You always in those games, you always see exactly what they wanted you to see.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
a choice. And that's what I mean. There's a lot of games even back then in that era of pre-rendered backgrounds that were very, pedestrian with their choices. I felt just kind of doing it. But Square is just like, they didn't have to do this. But they're still putting amazing composition into these
They
shots.
did.
They did because they felt
yeah.
like it, because they could, because they're artists. And like there was a shot in FF8 where it's just a hallway shot. But I was like, okay, watch this, guys. If I place Squall over here, because again, you can't do this in FF7 Remake even. Like Clouds and, they did put him on the leftmost third of the screen, which is awesome. But most games, it's in the center. And we can put Squall over on the right side of the screen. And all of a sudden, it's like this kind of emotional shot of him looking off into the distance down a hallway. You can't do that in modern gaming. So it's really cool going back through that, actually. I would love to see
It's
it.
really, really cool seeing like seeing what they ended up doing with limitations to make it elevated.
Exactly. And that's what I mean. They're constantly working with what they have to the max. Just pushing it to the absolute limit, as Roche would say, right? Push it past the red line.
Yeah. Hold up.
Great.
Since you said push it past the red line, I have to do this now.
I was going to say.
Where is it? I gotta do it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there we go. Push it past the red line.
Great. Oh, yeah, there. Awesome. Roche, I see it. We got a ton of people in the chat, by the way. Hello, guys. Jed say it's great that the voice actors all have that love and respect for this beloved series. Did you manage to meet the other cast members, be it at events or in recordings?
Not while we were recording it. I knew some of the people who were more side characters before recording. Like I'm friends with I believe Sean is in the game. Sean Chipluck, I believe, is in the game. Danielle McCrae, who voices Gwen. We've been friends. We've actually been connecting a lot more since the game came out.
Great. That was a huge cast.
And she's actually going to be in Megaton Girl.
Oh,
at some
awesome.
Point. But like John, I have not had the chance to meet yet. I haven't met really anybody, but I've talked to a bunch of them. And I believe at some point in September, I'm going to be getting together with John for dinner with some people. But
that's awesome.
Well, I mean, doing that because
I was going to say it's like the least ideal time to meet anybody. So you probably would have if it was different times. Yeah.
Me? Gungaga.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. We had a lot of sub gifts, by the way, during all this.
Thank you for the sub gift, Mr. Watkins. Thank you so much.
There you go. And now you can see our Cowards Die First absurd. Can we get some Cowards Die First in the chat? Show them off to Austin. It's me screaming like a lunatic. Thank you so much, guys, for the support.
And then I gotta do that Tifa there too.
Yep, the Tifa victory pose. The chat loving refers to it as the Tifa armpits, but it's the Tifa victory stretch. Yeah, we have our inside jokes for sure. Yeah, that's why I was like, man, I can never interview Britt Baron who does Tifa because you guys are just gonna be like Tifa armpits and stuff. I'll be like, oh god, please kill me.
Just spam. I think I need a shower.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so you guys aren't gonna behave? They're doing really good right now. I'm proud of you guys. You're really like my Discord's usually a disaster, like we were saying, and you guys are doing really good. I'm proud. So, representing.
And of course, now they all come out.
Yeah, there you go. It's too late. We said it. It's all over. Oh my god, awesome. All right, so let's move on. So one of the skills you're known for, I actually listened to your character reel on your site, and my god, your range, man. You bring an incredible range to Roche as well. Like what I notice is right away, even as like a passing enthusiasm into voice and stuff, is when you're on the highway, you're screaming, like you said, so loud. And then when you come off the bike before the duel, it's this low, like, another dance. Since that's so cool. Is that you as well? Or was that, again, mimicking the Japanese? And were you even like tapped for your range? I can only assume because, man, it's great.
Yes, I was. The audition actually had those peaks and valleys to it.
Really? Oh, that's great.
Yeah, like like we had the I think the first line that they had me audition with was I gotta remember how it goes. The lady's curiosity has been piqued. My name is Roche, but you can call me by the more accurate appellation, Speed Demon. That was the first line I ever recorded as Roche, and that was my like first audition line.
That's a lot. There's a lot in there. Yeah.
There's a lot in there, but they also had, you know what I want, a second dance, just the two of us. Like they had that. They had, the big laughs and all that.
Awesome.
But like, yeah, no, like they cast me because I could do those peaks and valleys, absolutely. Because if they cast me not knowing that I could do the valleys after all the peaks that I do,
right,
I probably would have been kicked out of the booth during that scene.
Yeah, right. No, it's great, and that's why I love Roche. Like, it makes him seem that much more, I don't know, like passionate or just in the moment. Like I said, he's just tapped into it. Yeah.
And if he was just loud, he wouldn't have as much of a character as he does.
Yeah, totally.
Because he has got a character. He absolutely does. Like, It doesn't feel like, he's like this one-note villain. Like, because they write in like those more intense moments with him, like you feel like, oh, like I want to know more about this guy. What the hell is going on with him?
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think that's why we all are having our crazy Roche theories, right? Is because there's so much there to unpack. It's like, who is this guy? But why is he like this? Because we see the other soldiers and they're just whatever, doing their job.
Yeah. He's a very theory-friendly character.
It's true. It's true, right? And that's why, that's why we were getting into it and kind of talking about it. But that's why I love the idea, if they take it there and they have the full freedom to, is like I said, most people instantly were just like, oh yeah, he's the crazy guy. Like he's the dude, like he's at Advent Children or something. He's super intense. He's got his gimmick. But I love the fact that they could just flip it on its head and have that tragedy come back in.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like you said, just the possibility for you as an actor is insane if they do that.
Oh, extremely. The thing that I saw a lot of people assuming with that first trailer where it's just like where Jesse says, "Who's that?"
You just see him, yep.
Soldier. Like you just see him. Like a lot of people were assuming that like not that he was like like a super crazy guy, but they saw him and they're just like, oh, we're gonna get just like this super badass Todd Hartshorn kind of character. Like we're gonna get that. Oh, cool! That's gonna be so cool. And then like they totally just like, no, you're getting Soldier Majima. Have fun.
That's a good point, Majima. Yeah. Oh man, fantastic. Yeah, no. Actually, somebody asked earlier in the chat. By the way, happy birthday to Aaliyah. You guys simp for her, or I'm gonna chain punch you.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Somebody said Kiryu-chan. But yeah, so What was the first time you saw Roche, Austin? Was it in early trailer? No, you were in the early trailer, right?
No, that first trailer I'm not in.
Oh,
That's
that
where
was
it
in
talks.
Japanese.
What's interesting is I
That's
hadn't
right.
seen Roche until after that trailer actually already came out, because I didn't know that there was a trailer that had already come out.
Oh, okay.
But they showed that trailer, and then they cast me, and I went back and I'm like, oh, I missed this trailer. How did I miss that?
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh wow, there I am.
Incredible.
What the hell?
You're like, that's okay, that's me now. Sweet. So okay, here's the question.
Yeah.
Like, did this voice work happen like how close to release? Or how far away from release did you record this? Out of curiosity.
I don't know if I can say exactly how far, but it was last year.
Oh, okay. Good stuff.
It wasn't like, December.
Yeah.
But it was like it was last year. Yeah.
That's great.
Want to say, oh man, it was a few months before release, but it wasn't like, like I said, we weren't like recording Roche like, up until the release date. Like we recorded Roche like way before, like.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Okay, so I have to ask it, of course, what's your favorite line from Roche? What is it?
Shit.
A lot of good ones. So.
There's a lot of good ones. The one that I like a lot, that is one that kind of gets glazed over a lot, because I don't think it's one of those lines that doesn't always play. It's a line that can play but doesn't always. And it's the line where he says, "Don't you dare look away. Your eyes are for me alone." Like I love that.
So good.
It's so funny.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
But in terms of like the more like serious lines, I don't know. I really like his sign off when he says, "Until then, try not to die. I'll see you on the road, my friend." Like,
Awesome.
I love that. I love that bit. That's so cool. Like that line says everything about Roche right there.
It does. Yeah. It's funny. Somebody said that right before you said it in chat. Try not to die. It must be a fan favorite.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
That's how I sign off. That's how I sign off my streams. I say, "Try not to die. I'll see you on the road."
That's awesome. It's perfect. Yeah, no, it's great. And it's like we said, it really does encapsulate everything about him, right? He's living in the moment to the extreme. He would love that second dance, but whatever. He's just on the road doing his thing. So yeah, I really am curious where he's going to end up. Watkins says Roche's timing with his lines is so damn good. Oh, definitely. He's very clever too. That's what I like about Roche, and I think it's actually implied in that line. You said the first audition line, where he's like very intelligent. The way he speaks is very quick. So I think the speed demon nomenclature is even like to the way he speaks. He's very quick with his rebuttals and everything. So it's cool.
Oh yeah, he's. There's another big theory going around that if Zack's protege if Zack's sensei was Sephiroth, Roche's sensei had to be Genesis.
Oh wow, interesting.
Because they're both. Yeah, like that's the one that I see a lot, and then it makes sense. Genesis had that same kind of degradation where he went from super stable to completely batshit.
He did, yeah.
But Genesis is so theatrical. He spends every scene reading Loveless and reciting theater.
That's such a good theory.
Of course,
yeah.
I really think that Roche must have been mentored by Genesis at some point because of just how theatrical Roche is.
Yeah. Totally. Oh,
he's theatrical in a different way, but it makes so much sense to me that
Oh man, you just gave the chat food, man. They are gonna run with that. that is a great idea. I love it. The Genesis might come back. Yeah, there's a lot of mixed feelings about Genesis, obviously, because again, he's a character who was put in later. He wasn't in the original, so I assume it's the same as putting in anyone. So he's already under a tighter lens or a more extreme lens. But Surge Rain says, "Infinite in mystery is the gift of the goddess." Yeah, exactly. The Loveless line. That's great. But no, what a theory, man. Can you imagine if his protege, Very interesting.
If we get any backstory for Roche and they mention Genesis at all, I'll just be like,
Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Oh
Multimu says,
God.
okay, ready? This is good. Highly disappointed we did not get Roche in the dance minigame. Yes. I think everyone is. That
If
would have been good.
if the game if the game ever comes to PC,
Oh, it'll happen. It's coming.
modders, you know what to do.
It's already done. It's already done. I mean, after the like underwear mod, which of course is inevitable, the Roche dancing
Yeah,
will be put in for sure.
yeah. If we get Roche in the dancing minigame,
Game over. Yeah.
somebody send it to me because
Yeah.
I would love that.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get a couple more questions from the chat, and feel free to kind of unleash. We're gonna open it up a little bit. I've got a couple more questions, but I want to make it kind of interactive and open form as well. So if you guys have anything you've been holding on to, let's hear it. It's been awesome so
I'll
far.
answer as many questions as you guys got.
Yeah, he is here, guys. So put him out there. Cloud versus Roche dance off. That would be amazing. Yeah, I would love to see it again. There's so many possibilities for the second dance, the duel, or the third or the fourth.
yeah.
Like I would love for Roche to like we said to appear in each game. There could be 3, there could be 4, there could be 5, however many they're gonna do. And then like I said, each time he's a little bit different. Maybe he's degrading, maybe he's not. But I would love to see him either. I mean, you came up with a great point. What if he changes sides, right? What if he supports Avalanche and stuff? So there's just so much possibilities there.
So interesting to see that.
Yeah, no, there's a lot. So, okay, so I have to humor chat. They're going to kill me. We do, like I said to you before the stream, we do a lot of fun voices on the stream and everything. Been reading through FF7, 8, and 9, and the chat's been encouraging me to audition somehow for the later parts. Oh my God, we got 1,000 bits. Thank you so much, Guilty. The Goron.
That is a fantastic bit donation.
The Goron has visited us. We have pulled the Master Sword from the rock. Okay, very good. Yeah, so they've been saying, "Oh, I need to audition for Vincent. I need to audition for whoever." And feel free to even give vague advice. How would someone go about in this industry besides making it real? Because they've been telling me you got to make a voice reel, a character reel. What would you say, Austin?
I'd say the big thing is that you got to make a name. You will not make a name for yourself. You got to build up a resume. You got to get you got to build relationships with directors, because that's like what I do. Like I like being friends with directors. So like I already have a good repertoire with every director I've ever worked with. Because like having good relationships with directors means that those directors will recommend you to getting an agent. And getting an agent is what got me the audition, and getting the audition is what got me the role. So you gotta get through all these hurdles to get an agent, and then maybe your agent will send you the audition if it's going out through them.
Right.
It's like stars have to align so much.
Oh yeah,
in this industry.
It's insane. Yeah.
The fact that I got Roche was actually one of, I believe, in my very first week that I hopped on with my new agent, I auditioned for Roche.
Really? Wow. What a moment.
Which
that's great.
And like that, the audition was due the next day. So I would have missed my window if my agent had picked me up like a week later.
That's wild, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely wild.
Great timing.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, so you are actually involved in, when we rated you on the stream that night, you were working on this project called Megaton Girl. Please tell us about it. It seems really cool.
So Megaton Girl is a superhero show about a girl named Connie and her girlfriend Laurel. And Connie gets basically Connie gets hit on by basically the guy who's like, this world's, if Superman was an a-hole, basically.
Okay.
She gets hit on by him and then put in danger by him intentionally in hopes of like him like getting a date with her. But she sees through like the whole thing. Like she like, she's like, no, I'm not doing that. And then when he is like, well, I mean, I saved you. You owe me. She just like, no, I'm not doing that. And then he like, he's like, oh, come on, like, why not? And then she punches him in the face, almost breaks her hand. Oh, got another 1,000.
Wow, good. Thanks, man.
and she almost breaks her hand.
Oh wow.
And then after he basically threatens her, he gets a phone call and flies away, so she doesn't die. And so she basically has just like a horrible day, and is just like, you know what, I fucking hate this guy. And her girlfriend has a terrible day at work because her boss is an asshole. And spoiler alert, her boss is the same person.
Oh no. That's great.
And so when they find that out, and Connie gets these superpowers, she's like, well, how about this? I give the world a better superhero. We expose him for the asshole that he is.
Awesome. And
we give your boss's life a living hell. We make your boss's life a living hell at the same time, because now he's got to deal with me.
Great.
And so it's basically the story about her, becoming the hero the world deserves by making sure that this guy who doesn't deserve to be a hero is exposed for the asshole that he is.
Oh wow. I like it.
And I've been working on it for 8 years.
8 years.
And it's finally like actually happening. So
fantastic, man. Yeah, because I know
yeah.
when we went to the chat.
Do you like to eat pizza with pineapples and avocados?
Wow. Thanks, Mr. Watkins. The avocados are always watching on this channel, Austin.
I gotta look at the chat real quick.
It's an old YouTube. We had a great thing from Guilty, Austin. He said, "Can you say my name in voice of Roche?"
Okay. Guilty Gungagas.
Oh, that was great. That was great.
Wait, I gotta do the Zach thing. I gotta do the me Gungaga.
That's it. Yeah, that's our sub alert. Me Gungaga. So yeah,
there was
ridiculous.
In the first Final Fantasy VII remake stream that I did.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a Peter Griffin voice.
Oh wow.
And someone was like, "Oh my god, you need to do like." You gotta do some Final Fantasy VII lines as Peter.
Oh
I'm
no.
like, okay, if you donate, I don't know, 500 bits, I'll do it. And then like 5 seconds later, 500 bits.
Yep.
And I was just like, all right, well, the price of freedom is steep. Yeah.
Oh god. Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
Like, and then they had me do the me Gungaga.
Oh no.
So me Gungaga has been actually terrorizing my stream for months now.
Oh, of course it has. Yeah, it's funny when that meme like was born. It was sometime during the remake hype, and it somehow became our sub. Yeah, it did. It came on. It's such an old thing, by the way. Like what? Yeah. Hilarious. Oh, it's great. It's great. They're saying get his professional opinion on my Vincent voice. What about the lunch lady voice, man? Come on, man. What do I do? I need a line.
If they want you to do Vincent, I have a very specific line that you have to say as Vincent.
Okay, what am I saying?
Where do I buy a cell phone?
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, here we go.
Where do I buy a phone?
Yes. That was good.
Thank you. That's the Vincent voice, because you can always try to imitate Steve Bloom, but I try to bring a little sauce to it, I'm actually really curious.
You give it your own thing.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, no, I do some goofy voices. They're saying lunch lady. It happened in the FF7 remake. This voice was born. Or in the original FF7. It's a weird translation, man. There's some strange scenes where we're like, what the hell? Who did this? Apparently one guy did the translation in 2 weeks, like rush order. So there's a lot of strange.
Really?
Yeah, that's why it's really bad.
That explains this guy are sick.
Exactly. But it's beyond even the typos. Like there's just the sentences are bad. Like they're so weird. And one of them is you're in the basement with Sephiroth, and he's talking about the reunion. It's like this big scary music and stuff, and he's like, "Will you be?" The line was like, "Do you guys remember?" It was like, "Oh, will you be participating in the reunion?" And I was like, why did they use the word? It's like, it makes me sound like, are you going to come to the garage sale next week? You're going to be participating. It's going to be so much fun. Bring that casserole that you always make. It's going to be great. Don't bring your husband. He always gets drunk. But come by. It's going to be, I'm like, what is this?
The black materia is wonderful this time of year, darling. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. He did it, guys. He did the lunch lady voice. We are complete.
that line, that voice actually shows up in the Megaton Girl episode.
Does it really?
There's a bit. It was actually I believe it might have been the stream that you rated.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Or no, it was the day. It was the day afterward. Where at the end of that scene, Connie gets rushed by a bunch of reporters and just people in the crowd. You get some reporters who are just like, are you an alien, or are you and Captain Valiant a new superhero team? And then finally you get the people who are just like, sign my boobs. Then you have me say, sign my children.
Oh, that's great. That's great. It's always that one person, Yeah. But yeah, it was 2 lunch ladies, says Lunch Dog. Yeah. Larry Dog. One of us, yes, we're converting him to the lunch lady voice. Oh yeah, they say you got to do the PS We 60 voice. So this is a weird story, but this other joke that I have is there's always that one kid. This is how this voice was born. Who's just making up crap in school when you're a kid. You'll be like, oh, what's your favorite system? Oh, it's the Xbox. What's yours? PlayStation. Oh my God. Guilty. It's making me do smelling salts. Okay. I have to take smelling salts now, so let's do it. This is a strange thing we do on the stream. I feel like you would... This would be awesome if you did this and then did the Roche voice. I don't know what you'd say.
Oh, God.
But, okay. So this is smelling salts. Everybody, relax.
You wish to fight me? Oh, the cowards! Cowards are first!
I think I'm crying. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. The salts.
Were those smelling salts, or was that pepper spray?
Actual smelling salts, yeah. So you know what it's for. It's to wake people up when they're knocked out.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But, yeah, when you're awake, it does crazy stuff to you. So, yeah, I usually take it before, a boss battle in Final Fantasy, and then I talk really fast and stuff. It's weird. But anyways, thank you, Guilty. What a weird time. But anyway, the PS We 60 voice. So there's always that one kid, right? Where you're like, oh, what do you like? PlayStation. What do you like? Nintendo. What do you like? And he doesn't have any of them, and he's just like, the PS 360 it's the best system. It's got the best games, the best graphics. The PS 360, that's not a thing. What are you talking about? Yes, it's the best. It's the best of all worlds. It's got all the PS 360. It's like that. You're just saying PlayStation, Wii, and Xbox. That's not a thing. Oh my God! All right, they're doing something else. Thank you so much, Watkins, for the 222 bits.
That's the my dad
Damn. Thank you. But anyways,
we're normal, I swear, Austin. Sorry, Austin. I promise we're all behaving. You guys can misbehave around me all you want.
You guys are starting to slip.
You guys clearly didn't show up to any of my Final Fantasy VII Remake streams where people were being thirsty as fuck the entire time.
Oh, were they really?
Oh my God.
Oh no.
It was so funny.
Yeah, no, you're obviously a fun-loving guy. It's like, that's what I was joking about. I was like, oh God, if we ever interview Tifa, it's just game over. Nobody's ever coming back. You guys are gonna lose your mind. Oh my God, insanity! Thank you, nunchucks. All right, I'll do the nunchucks a little bit later. They redeemed nunchucks. You guys are amazing. Yeah, we have a lot of thirst. People get very excited, but the problem with Final Fantasy is everybody's very attractive, right? So it's
yeah.
How can you not? What are you gonna do?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing with getting to fight Cloud.
Yeah.
Because I have got the biggest goddamn crush on Cloud.
He's very handsome.
Now Barrett, now Barrett, I think more than Cloud. But Cloud, when I was recording it, I was like, oh man, Gungaga. Even in rough animation, I'm getting lost in his eyes.
That's awesome.
And I think it added there's an extra layer to Roche that I think started off unintentionally and then became very intentional. Where I'm just Roche is gonna be flirting with Cloud with every time that he says one of these lines. Absolutely.
That's great. No, this is awesome because it brings this brings a whole new angle to it, and somebody very properly timing did the lick thing from JoJo there, and thank you. Hallmark.
Does that mean that there's no horny jail today?
Yeah, so that's another joke.
There's no horny jail. We don't. What is it that they call it? The gay baby jail. Have you seen that?
No, what is that?
The cat. It's you see like it's like a little cardboard box, and there's just like a cat sitting in it.
Oh my god.
Like when the cat misbehaves, it just says "gay baby jail."
There you go. Yeah. No, we you'll appreciate it because you just said the thirst right in the FF streams was yeah, we have the horny
Yes.
jail joke. So I have it. I think it's if you redeem 6,900 bits, you can redeem anybody in the chat. You can sentence them to horny jail, and I time them out. Time them out for like 69 seconds. It's really funny. We promised Phil we would behave. You guys are losing it. You're losing.
I have an emote in my Discord channel that I made.
Yeah.
It's not in my Twitch, but it's in my Discord, where it's Connie from Megaton Girl, and she's got a bloody nose. And it just says nice. It just says nice.
Like the Master Roshi.
There's actually a backstory to that, because a couple weeks ago, I actually got to play as Connie in a D&D session for like they had like this big battle royale where the DM was like, all right, these are the greatest heroes and greatest warriors throughout the entire, all of time and all of the universe. And like we had Connie there, and then we had Bruce Lee, Robin Hood, one of my actual Viking ancestors.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
It was really cool. And then like all these other characters, and he had these boxes that we could like select from, like when we won battles. And like he had us roll a D100, and whatever it landed on, we got what was in that box. And my very first roll, I get a 69.
Wow. There you go. Horny jail.
And he's like, I didn't think anybody would actually land on that.
That's wild.
What? And so he says, okay, you open it up, Connie, and there's lewd pictures of your girlfriend. And I say, Connie's nose immediately explodes in blood, and she says, nice.
Nice. Yeah, that's the sort of Master Roshi from DBZ, right? Great.
Yeah.
Very nice. You're making me sweat. People are talking about Rufus in the chat. Apparently, Holloway was the first one to get banished. She was getting a little too excited in the chat about Rufus, so she was banished. Yeah, that's the joke. Everybody in Final Fantasy is like way too attractive, no matter who you are. It's insane, really. She walked so you guys could run. Yes, she was the first to go. But yeah, it's great. No, that's funny you say that, because it lends like, there's obviously some like a very interesting dynamic between Cloud and Roche, and I love that sort of like playful nature to it as well. Like he's not, like we say, he's not like just an evil guy. He's trying to kill Cloud. He's actually enjoying the dance with him. He's enjoying someone. It's like kind of that classic idea. Is the first one that gave him a challenge, so he's really excited to. He wants more. He doesn't want to just end it and kill him. So
he's the anime character who is just like, yeah, no, you're gonna be my rival, and we're gonna have so much fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. There is a distinct romantic tension to that kind of character that you can't help but put into it.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. But yeah.
That's really good. Actually lends a lot knowing that too. That's awesome, man. Holloway says, love Roche. He just wants a challenge to burn his fiery passion. Yes. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for the subs, guys. If I didn't say it, thank you, Blue Eyes. I saw that. You guys are insane with the hype train as well. Any more questions? Get them in there as well. This is a great combo.
Yeah, I'll answer as many questions as you got. I'm here until you kick me out.
Awesome. Well, we got one from Guilty. He says, how has this role impacted you in your personal and professional life?
Let's see here.
Iconic stuff, man.
Well, because of COVID-19, it hasn't actually impacted my professional career all that much.
Right.
Got a bigger Twitter following, but because a lot of stuff isn't recording right now, haven't really seen any results from it. I was supposed to go to a bunch of Final Fantasy conventions this year.
Of course.
But they all got canceled.
There are no conventions. Yeah.
So really, like, it hasn't impacted my professional career too much. Having an agent more than anything has impacted my professional career.
Right.
I've been booking a lot of, specifically Smite through my agent. That MOBA.
Yeah,
Smite.
that's an older game. They're still doing stuff.
They're still doing stuff, and they keep bringing me back.
That's awesome.
I started working with them really late last year, and then I like recorded 2 characters in a row, and then this year I recorded 3 in a row. So now I'm at 5 characters in less than a year.
Oh wow, that's great. Yeah, I saw you. I saw you had
Um,
also done you done Beyblade and stuff. Was that earlier or was that post
Beyblade
Roche?
was much earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Beyblade Burst Turbo was much earlier. Trying to think, what was before I got my agent? Gundam wasn't. No, Gundam was this year. But I didn't book Gundam through my agent.
And which Gundam is that, Austin?
What is it called? It's Gundam Build Drivers Re-Rise. I believe
Awesome.
is the full title of it.
That's a name.
And I voiced the main bad guy in that.
Oh, that's exciting. That's great.
And so far he's only appeared in, I believe, an episode and a half. And I don't know when/if season 2 is happening. But if we do season 2, I'm pretty sure he's going to be the bad guy of that.
Amazing. That's great. You got some work lined up.
Have an ending.
Awesome. You got some work lined up, man. That's great. Hell yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. But my personal life, really, I've made a lot of friends. I've made a lot of friends in the Final Fantasy community. It's been incredibly welcoming, especially when people realize that, I'm a freaking fanboy too.
Yeah.
I've been a very casual Final Fantasy fan, mostly Final Fantasy VII, but Final Fantasy fan since at least junior high. But I've played 7 now. I've played 15. 15 until 7 Remake came out. 15 was my absolute favorite. I've got the biggest crush on Prompto. I have a Prompto body pillow in the other room.
Do you really? I was gonna say who's your favorite out of the Chocobros, out of the boys?
Yeah, Prompto. My friend Chris surprised me with that one day.
Awesome.
But everybody's been so nice. There really hasn't been anybody I'm sure that there are people who don't like Roche. I'm sure that there are. I've seen a couple people just Roche isn't really my thing. Whatever. But for the most part, I've seen people really are vocally they enjoy Roche and they enjoy that, I'm enthusiastic about the character, and so they come to me and I'm just yeah, I'll talk to you more.
Awesome.
Which is part of the reason why I opened up my Discord servers, because I had all these people who were just they wanted to be friends and chill.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
For sure.
Chill with y'all as what you want.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not surprised you say that, because I've had the same experience with the Final Fantasy community. Just even doing YouTube videos on it and talking about this stuff. Such a welcoming, awesome community, and everybody's so nice.
Oh, yeah.
And what I love about the Final Fantasy community is I haven't seen really too much of this. Is you'd think there would be people 7's the best, 8 sucks, or 10 sucks, or they have their favorites, but in my community, at least, everybody's just yeah, we love this, we love that. You can love what you want. It's very inclusive, and nobody's so territorial. So
well, and everybody has their favorite game, and every Final Fantasy game is somebody's favorite.
Yeah, it's very true.
Even the Final Fantasy games that are less enjoyed by people still love them. People who love 13 adore 13.
Yes,
absolutely adore 13.
It was a first for
15,
many,
like me. Yeah, people who enjoy 15 like me, we'll defend that game up and down. But I've never seen anybody be oh, you like that one? Well, you're stupid for thinking that.
Precisely, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Precisely.
If you enjoy it, then cool. More power to you.
Yeah.
That's the worst that I've seen, is them just being oh, more power to you. I've never seen anybody put anybody down for it.
Same here.
And every fandom has their bad apples.
But, of course, yeah.
I don't see them. Nobody ever comes to me and is just you suck. You suck because you're a new guy. What are you doing here?
Yeah, that's such a toxic mindset thing to say anyway. Come on.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, nobody's done that to me. It's it's really nice.
Fantastic, man. We had a great question from Jed. You said, hey, Austin, what made you pursue voice acting?
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is kind of a big question, because it is.
It is.
It's a
very serious
question.
Yeah.
Because I have, according to my mother, I have been doing voices since I came out of her.
Great.
And the earliest voices I can remember doing was I remember doing a Steve Irwin impression.
That's good, man.
When I was extremely young. The very first accent I ever worked on was the Australian accent, which is why I sometimes slip into it. I don't intend to, but I do.
I've been to Australia, and that's quite good. That's quite good.
I've never actually been to Australia, but I grew up on a very healthy diet of Steve Irwin and Terry Irwin. I love the Australian accent so much that I had to find an excuse to come up with an Australian superhero for Megaton Girl.
Oh, is that what you? Oh, cool. That's great.
Yeah. And I'm actually not voicing him. He's being voiced by my friend Mark.
Oh, awesome.
But like the biggest impetuses for it were SpongeBob SquarePants, because the season 1 DVD of SpongeBob SquarePants has an interview with the cast where they talk about their experiences with recording it and coming up with the voices, and they also had cast commentaries over a few of the episodes. And I listened to those cast commentaries more than I actually watched the episodes.
Really?
Because I was so fast.
Yeah. For sure.
And then in high school, we were all my friends, we loved Newgrounds cartoons. We loved all that stuff. And I was a big fan of Egoraptor, Aaron Hansen, who is in Final Fantasy VII Remake as a side character.
Amazing.
Yeah, and so like I was really inspired by him because he made like all these cartoons and he did all this wonderful art, and I wanted to do stuff like that, and I wanted to do my own voices for my cartoons like he did. And so I'm just like, I want to do that, and so I started getting into animation and just doing funny voices. And then one day I decided, I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna try and actually like get into a voiceover thing. Like, well, I'm gonna see. And so I looked up an audition on YouTube, which I don't recommend anybody do because you're never gonna actually find anything that's current. I would recommend going to the voice acting club. Learn from my mistakes. But I went on YouTube and I found an audition for a machinima, and I was like, yeah, I'll go for it. And so I auditioned for 6 characters and booked 5.
Wow, very good.
And so I was just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna keep this going. And then I just found out that I enjoyed it so much that eventually, when I lost interest in animation, I just kept the voiceover going because I was having so much fun with it, and I'd gotten paid for voiceover. I hadn't gotten paid for animation. And so I'm just like, I'm gonna go with the one that's giving me money.
Yeah, definitely. Why not, right?
And I've started getting back into art because I quit art for like a while, and I'm not good at it, but I've been actually like applying myself a lot more, and I actually enjoy my art now. Like there's some stuff where I'm just like, I wish I was better, but I'm actually like enjoying what I'm making lately. But like that's really how I started, was like, I thought I wanted to do one thing and ended up, going with the part of it that paid me, honestly.
There you go. You can't go wrong there.
Yeah.
No, that's fascinating, man. Yeah, it's incredibly
it's wonderful. Like it's like, and I have fun with it. Like it's not just that I get paid for it. It's that it's fun. Getting in front of the microphone is fun for me. Getting in the booth and getting directed is fun. Being part of the creative process is fun. And that's like the biggest reason to keep going in this industry.
Yeah.
Is that I fucking can't imagine life without it.
Oh, it's so good to hear.
Met so many wonderful people.
So good to hear, man. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. You can tell, like, just by your performance, that you can't do a character like that if you're not having fun. You can't do it.
Yeah.
It's like you said earlier about your body language. Like, unless you're having fun with everything, you can't be a crazed like speed demon lunatic having a good time.
If I hated Roche, every single one of you would have heard it.
Yes, we would know.
It
we would know.
It would have come out. Yep.
It's so true. And oh, by the way, thank you, Crystal, for the $5 towards my Vincent cosplay stream. And thank you,
nice.
Another sub gift from Guilty. You guys are insane. We had some more questions too. Let me scroll back up. We had what games are you in? Says Guilty to Austin.
what games am I in? Well, obviously Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep.
Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody. Trails of Cold Steel 3. Bunch of mobile games. Cyber Dimension Neptunia, Four Goddesses Online as the main bad guy in that. I am in one of the player character voices for God Eater 3. I believe I'm male voice 4. I'm Wit in Ace Combat 7.
Oh, cool.
Let me look up on the wall. I'm in Wasteland 2. And I'm very excited for Wasteland 3, which comes out this week. Hooray! I'm looking forward to that finally. But yeah, that's off the top of my head.
That's amazing. That's a lot. Somebody asked which character from Trails of Cold Steel. We had I think they're a fan.
Oh, Ash Carbide. He's the punk ass kid with a heart of gold.
Awesome.
He's got that big scene at the end with him and the Emperor that everybody loves.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I've actually heard good things about that series. Yeah. No, a lot of people in my chat have said like you need to play this series. It's really good. So now that you're in it,
it's really good. Yeah.
More motivation.
Fun series.
Yeah, guys, more questions. Bring them as well. But somebody said Horny Jail is closed today. Yeah. What is an obscure game that you recommend? Yeah, you are a gamer, Austin, correct? So like, what's tell us about your games and an obscure game you might recommend. But what are you into? Tell us about it.
Oh gosh, well, so my list. I have a very odd top 5.
Okay.
Like you have.
Let's hear it.
Very obvious one, which is Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I have now played. I'm on play number 6 of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh wow. I don't blame you.
and wait, what did you say?
I said I don't blame you one bit. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think was it yesterday? No, it was yesterday. I started a hard mode playthrough. My second hard mode playthrough. I'm gonna actually try and beat all of it because I'm a chapter short. I have not beaten the final chapter on hard mode.
We did it right after we beat it on normal, and I'll tell you, it's hard, but it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
I pushed out and I switched it to normal mode because I really wanted to kick Sephiroth's ass.
Yeah,
I had it, and I wanted to beat him, and it was very satisfying. But I want to actually like give everybody the satisfaction of seeing me beat it because if I can beat the Hell House, I can beat the freaking avatars of Fate.
Dude, the Heck House. I will say, avatars of Fate are a son of a bitch. Heck House was also hard.
They are,
but very fun. That's what proves to me that the game is just so well designed because, like hard mode, it was just so fun. Like when you beat it, it feels fair and it feels rewarding. Like if you change your strategy, you win, and that's what I liked about it. It's not just like get good, you suck.
And the combat of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I am not a very vocal gamer. Like when I stream, I have to really like, I kind of have to like force myself to like really talk to the chat,
commentate,
and try and get them engaged. Otherwise, I'm just like
you chilling,
just like that. Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of the few times that I can picture where not only was I like engaged, I was going woo like as I was doing the combat.
It's fun.
Because the combat is snappy and fun and crazy cool, and I was doing that through the entire experience, which is crazy to me.
Agreed.
Okay,
no, it's fun.
I'm gonna stop gushing about that for a second. I got some other games to list.
Please.
We got Final Fantasy VII Remake. We've got literally this much below that is Katamari Forever.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Katamari Forever was the reigning champion for a while until Final Fantasy VII Remake was just like, like Sephiroth before me.
Yes.
I adore Katamari Forever. That game is magnificent, and if you've never played it, wholly recommend it.
Awesome.
A little tiny bit below Katamari Forever is Undertale.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were talking about. I think it was before
Undertale.
Stream. It's a perfect game to do the voices for too, so it's fun, right?
Absolutely, and actually, you can't really see it. I'm gonna turn this.
Oh wow!
So you can. There you go.
Oh, great.
I don't know if you can see him over there. Yeah.
Yep, I see it.
We got Undertale stuff out the wazoo and around this house.
Oh, that's awesome.
And,
Somebody,
I need more. I need more Katamari stuff around the house.
I hear you. So that's number 2 for you, Katamari. Okay.
Yeah, Katamari, Undertale. Those are 2 and 3. Mass Effect 3 is below that.
Ooh, good
which
choice.
I know people don't like that game, but they can kiss the fattest part of my butt. That game is amazing.
I think it's a great game. Yeah.
Borderlands 2, which is less surprising considering Mass Effect 3.
Right.
And then Burnout Revenge, which is the best Burnout game, and if anybody who says that Burnout Paradise is the best one, I respectfully disagree.
Okay. Noted.
What else I got around here? Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom
Ooh,
Hearts 2
good choice.
on even ground. Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2. Actually, over there, I'm gonna yank it off the wall real quick and show you.
Oh, please. Oh man, good list so far. What do you guys think? What do you think of his list? Fantastic game. Yoshi's Island, man. OP. Too good. Too good. All right, what's he got for us now? Some sort of memorabilia.
This is the best Mario enemy ever.
Ah, there you go. Is that made out of like those little beads? That's so cool.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them over there.
That's a good list, man. Very varied. I like it.
Yeah, that's those are my big ones. Oh, and Mario Sunshine.
Oh, great game. I'm a Mario 64 man myself, but Sunshine, amazing. Absolutely amazing.
64 is fantastic. I love Sunshine literally that
Yeah.
much more.
Yeah, it's like, it's one paves the way and then the other one takes over, right? Okay, so we had a great question from Jedge. Thanks for asking our questions, Austin. Says Jedge, just out of curiosity, as a voice actor, you do a lot of voice work for different characters. Do you get confused when you revisit a character after a long time?
No. Because a lot of the characters that I voice, like, unless it's like in some obscure mobile game, I generally don't need a refresher on the characters because they're so in their own way special to me,
Oh, yeah.
Because and they're all very distinct characters. All my more iconic characters, like, they're so different from each other. Whether or not they're similar in voice, in character themselves, they're very different. Like, Ash is so different from Roche, and Roche is different from June, and June is different from Sid, and Sid's way different from Demon King Jester, who's the most maniacal motherfucker I've ever played, except for maybe Roche.
Yeah, Roche.
Like, you get Roche, who's this kind of like maniacal. He like laughs all the time and is just like really smug. But then you get Jester, who's just crazy all the time and just like, oh, you goddesses are so stupid.
That's awesome.
But they're all distinct in my head in different ways.
Yeah.
So I really don't get confused. Like, if someone's like, "Oh, hey, do Ash," I'm just like, "Oh yeah, Ash Carbide. That's easy to do. I can pull that one out of my butt real quick." But
awesome.
Yeah.
It seems like the Ash
I saw a question.
Is not too far off from your voice too, like your normal voice.
Yeah, because Ash is just my normal voice, just a little bit more up here.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of questions, I think.
I saw a question. It was, which was my favorite of the Norts, I think. I don't know who asked that. Sephiroth said, favorite of the Xehanorts.
Hard question.
Well, if we're talking about the Kingdom Hearts 2 Xehanorts, it's gotta be... It's hard to say between Axel and Xemnas, because I really love Xemnas. I really, really, really love Xemnas.
Honestly, Xemnas is my favorite. His voice.
He's my favorite villain in the series.
Yeah, he's got that Kingdom Hearts. It's such a deep voice. Great.
He's got that great line at the end of 3 where he says it must take incredible strength. And I'm just like, oh,
yeah,
don't break my heart.
Your heart breaks. so good, yeah. So good.
Yeah, he's just, oh my god, Xemnas is great. So probably, I'm just gonna say it, probably Xemnas in 2. In 3, though, Shion, absolutely Shion.
Ooh, yeah, very good, very good.
I'm a big fan of the Twilight trio.
Yeah, I love, a lot of people get turned off by it. I love the delivery in Kingdom Hearts because it's it allows such like play as far as acting goes. You know, like again, those voices are so
Yeah.
big. They're so, you know, whether it's deep, 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 or whether it's, you know, loud and crazy. Like it's so much fun. It's just a different genre of performance.
Well, and Kingdom Hearts is so much its own thing. Like
Absolutely.
people who are just like, oh, I can't take Kingdom Hearts seriously. I'm just like,
Cool.
I mean, like, I okay, that's cool. I don't think that Kingdom Hearts takes itself seriously.
Yeah, it's not trying to be like a reality TV show. It's trying to be Kingdom Hearts. Yeah.
Like on one hand, it takes itself not seriously at all, but it embraces everything that it is.
Yeah.
And people who are just like, oh, the anime parts of Kingdom Hearts are so overly anime. I'm like, well, yeah, because you've got the anime side and you've got the Disney side. So you have those two together, and they need to be far enough apart
Right.
that you can really tell the difference between the two, because these things,
Yeah.
when they
And-
go together, they gotta go.
And guess
together.
what?
And having them actually, yeah,
You can't actually go dark at all because it's a Disney game and it's Disney advertising. So you
Yeah.
can't get like serious with the anime. It has to be fun and light and everything. So you can only
and
go so
when
far.
it does allow itself to get serious, man,
Yeah, no, it hits hard. And that's,
wow.
I always say Nomura, like he sneaks in these like incredibly profound philosophical moments where you're like, what the hell did I just witness? And it's, okay, back to Disney. And you're like, like your heart like breaks and you're like, okay, back to Disney. Yeah, yeah.
What?
It's wild, man.
I think one of the parent boards was talking, I believe, about Recom specifically. When they like rated it slightly higher because it deals with a clone coming to terms with the fact that he has a life expectancy and that he's dying.
Oh yeah, no, those games are intense,
clone
dude.
Riku.
Those games are intense, like, and that's why, dude.
Yes,
The end battles of 3 I really loved because it's just like ties up everything. And again, the final duels, the honorable duels. I was like, I expect them to rush right through this. This is amazing. All these character moments, sign me up, man. Sign me up.
Well, my favorite parts of that end are the whole battle with Shion and Saix and
Oh yeah, it's great.
all that stuff. Awesome. And then the as it's called in the soundtrack, the Oscurita de Xehanort.
Yeah, that
where you
song.
have
That song,
the
man.
3 Xehanorts.
That song.
That bit
Woo.
when as soon as Xehanort says that is if you survive that long, and then that song starts and I'm just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, you know, it's like, okay, this is it. Like when you fight all the final bosses of each game at once on a 3-on-3, you're like, okay, this is crazy. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, it
So good.
rules.
Yeah, I don't see the bad part about the ending. Oh, we had another great question from Sephiroth. It says, considering the amount of characters you'd voiced, do you ever have conversations inside your mind using the different voices? Do you ever troll people in drive-through with the voices?
Yes, absolutely. Of course. I'm a voice actor. You think I wouldn't abuse my powers sometimes?
Abuse his power. That's great. What's one you've used? What's one you've used in like a over the phone or a drive-through situation?
One time, I remember distinctly. Oh man, I've got 2 that I can think of, and none of them are really my voices. They're impressions of other people.
Okay.
But one time, I went to Taco Bell, and they're just like, "Welcome to Taco Bell. Can I help you?" I was like, "Wow! I would like a Mexican pizza and quesadilla with extra sauce." And then they're just like,
Is that Wario?
okay, and would you like sauce with that, Wario? Like, yes.
I'm gonna win.
Yeah,
Great.
and then there's there's my favorite Wario line, which is the most misquoted Wario line, because everybody thinks that he's saying, "Oh my God!" Or no, it's no, not that one. It's the "Oh I missed," which is not "Oh I missed." It's "Oh I missed," because he's German for some reason in Mario Party 2.
I love that game. That's great.
Yeah, well, because his voice actor is German, and like instead of saying "Oh my God," he says "Oh I missed."
Oh, really? That's real? That's wild.
Yes, that's 110% real. Like Wario before he was Italian was supposed to be German.
That's hysterical. There you go, guys.
And the other one was a bunch of my friends did some prank calls ages ago. And then they're just like, okay, Austin, you're going to call GameStop. Do you have anything in mind? I'm just
Oh,
like,
jeez.
I think I got something. Yeah. And so I call and they say, thank you. Welcome to GameStop. You can pre-order whatever it is for $5 today. And I just said, I'm looking for Metal Gear. And then the lady on the other end goes, this is the best phone call ever. I said, I need information about Metal Gear. What can you tell me? And she says, well, and bless her heart, because oh my God, she nailed the sales pitch. She said, well, the Metal Gear Solid Anniversary Collection comes out next week, and there might be clues inside the game to find it. And I'm just like, oh, cool. Maybe that'll finally get me Otacon's codec number. And she says, she says, thank you for making my day. And I'm just like, you too.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I mean, you gotta love David Hayter. David Hayter is a legend.
He's so good.
And we always laugh about the, the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards. Like the fact that he did that and recorded that meme is just makes him a legend, amongst the legends.
I did one of those.
Did you really?
I did one of those as Venom.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
I said, what was it? I was Spider-Man, I'm trying to sneak through the alleyways, but I'm too dummy thick, and the clapping of my ass cheeks keeps alerting Carnage.
There you go. Yeah, our friend.
My favorite. Go ahead.
As our friend Crystal in the chat, somebody for her birthday got George Newborn, like the old Sephiroth voice, to do a version of that.
There's two that I really enjoy. I recently heard Steve Downs, who's Master Chief, do one.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Brock Baker, who does the Winnie the Pooh one, where he says, I'm trying to get the honey, but I'm too dummy.
No.
The clapping of my ass cheek keeps alerting the bees.
No. Oh, that's too much. I love it. So we had a question in here. Saber, yeah, if anybody else had questions, put them. I swear I missed one, though. Yeah, not Pooh. Everybody's losing their minds now. Anybody but Pooh.
No.
Anybody but Pooh. How you guys doing who are just joining, by the way? Yeah, if you have questions, put them down. Somebody says, Guilty says, can you do the laugh, please? Please do the laugh.
Which one? The Roche laugh?
I assume he means Roche, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. I gotta back away from the microphone.
Oh, superb. Superb. That guy's was not an impression. That was just him doing the voice.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
That's me.
That was great. Yeah, that's why. Like, I think I heard that in the trailer. I think it was in the second trailer where we first heard your voice, and I was like, "Oh man!"
In the second trailer, he does the laugh.
Yeah.
And then he does the "You know what I want." He does that line.
Yeah, so good, man. So good. Yeah, was there? I mean, we talked about a favorite line, but like, what would you say since he has so many aspects to him? What would you say is your favorite aspect of Roche, or your favorite part about him?
My favorite aspect about Roche is just the fact that he is Roche. Like, he just, everything that he is just pure love and joy to me. Because, like, he's just such a fun character to play. And he's so chaotic, and he's so passionate. And that kind of character, like, is like a once in a lifetime kind of character for many voice actors.
Yeah.
So, like, getting to play a character who is just this Roshi, basically.
Yeah. Literally.
This Master Roshi, if you will.
That's good.
But, like, I mean, like, it's like I said, it's just like, it's totally like,
It's a dream, right?
Just that he's Roche. He's Roche. Like, that's my favorite thing about him, is that he's Roche.
I love it. Yeah, it's he's such a unique guy. Like you just said, you don't really come across a character that has that much range, because it's he would have to be almost playing it up in the universe, which he is, which is why I love the character. Like he's playing up his passion and everything, and then he does the lower voice, and then he comes back up and he's just yelling and laughing. Like, he's all over the place. So good.
Like the the three biggest characters in that game are Roche, Barrett, and Heidegger. And
Yeah,
I think I might change the order and say Barrett, Roche, Heidegger.
I would
So
say so.
like,
Yeah, I would say so.
yeah, because Barrett's got some big, big
Oh, he
lines.
does. Yeah, but the thing about Heidegger is like
Yeah.
he's technically closer to like like a military commander, and at least at the end, he's like don't let them escape. Like that's how you would yell as like a commander. So it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
in that
but
context.
he also in the original he's got the
Yep.
he's got those laughs. And
Exactly. Yeah.
he's like by the end of that game, he and Scarlet are basically Team Rocket.
Yeah, pretty much. They just keep coming back, and you're like,
When
oh
they're in
god.
that giant mech at the end, like,
Yeah.
they're basically Team Rocket at that.
It's so true, man. Yeah, there's so much, and we should ask you as well. Like, we'll ask you two questions. Inside of Roche world, what are you looking forward to most? Which could be anything, right? But outside of Roche, like, what's a moment from the original that you just can't wait to see in like remake part 2, 3, 4, whatever? Because oh man, there's so many good
Oh
moments,
man,
magical moments.
oh man, I obviously everything around Aerith because I love Aerith.
Oh great, okay.
And I mean everything around Aerith. But as far as like other characters, like I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle the section where Cloud is dealing with the Mako poisoning. And he's in the
Oh
wheelchair.
yes,
Like
yes.
I want to see how they handle that because that's such a everybody talks about the big twists of Final Fantasy VII, and they always say that Aerith is the most iconic one, obviously. But the one that I didn't know about going into it, because I knew like a lot of like the basic story beats. I had no idea that Cloud like has that moment where he just leaves the party.
Oh yeah,
For,
he's out.
like,
Yeah,
a
you play as
good
Sid.
part of the game.
Yeah, you play as Tifa and
Like
Sid. Yeah.
Yeah, like Tifa, Sid, and Barrett for like a very short time, but like that whole section, like I didn't realize that Sid was that important to the story because nobody ever talks about that section.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Why didn't you guys set me up for this? I wasn't expecting to
Yeah.
be this heartbroken over Cloud. What the heck?
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, I think
But,
honestly,
like,
it's one of the best moments in the game. It's very strong.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's so good. I can't wait to see how they handle that.
And
The
we
other
talked about
one-
the filmmaking and like my God, what they're gonna be able to do with that like sort of surrealist, abstract. Oh my God, the stuff they're gonna be able to do.
I'm really looking forward to when Tifa's in Cloud's subconscious.
That's it. That's
gonna
it. The follow up. Yeah, because it's like we played it just recently, and my goodness, it is profound. It's very beautiful, and it's one of my favorite parts about Tifa. Is she's probably one of my favorites in the entire FF franchise. Is like she's so kind, and it's actually her weakness in the story. Is her kindness actually kind of undoes her by not wanting to upset Cloud. But then that scene is just her like the best way to put it is what do we say, like lovingly reconstructing his psyche with him together, and it's just such a beautiful idea.
She's talking to someone who has been dealing with dementia and has been popping out of it and slowly reconstructing their brain.
Yeah.
And that hits exceptionally close for me because a couple of years ago, my grandmother had a sudden bout of, well, not sudden, because obviously she'd been dealing it for a while and didn't tell any of us.
Right.
But she was dealing with congestive heart failure. And when we were finally able to convince her to let us take her to the hospital, she immediately slipped into early dementia because she wasn't getting any oxygen into her brain. And so for a good maybe a little over half of a year, she was basically dreaming while she was awake. She would have these bits where she would think that she was in jail or she was at work and they weren't letting her go home.
Wow.
And all this stuff while she was basically in a assisted living home in a wheelchair, and it was very hard to get through. Well, about a little over a year and a half goes by, and she starts coming back.
Really?
And she actually starts like I'm remembering things, like I know where I am, and like I don't know exactly how I got here, but like I know that I'm supposed to be here, and like slowly and surely she started to come back. and we kind of had to guide her through it. And
Mm.
so when I got through that section in Final Fantasy VII, that was at that point had been about that was about a year and a half after we had gone through all that stuff. And as it was happening, I was having really hard time not crying because it hit that close to home.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was very difficult to go through. So I'm very much, for personal reasons, looking forward to seeing how they handle that, because that for me is such a big moment. That's like as big as the Aerith death.
Yeah.
That for me, I feel like that scene should be celebrated in the same way that whole arc is.
I agree. It's a very profound moment.
And to lighten the mood, my other favorite moment that I can't wait to see how they handle is the slap fight between Scarlet and Tifa.
Oh, okay. Don't get me started on this. I got some ideas, man.
They're gonna have to somehow one up the Machina Bridge, where freaking like Scarlet slaps Tifa and Tifa just goes boom.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Why not? Why not? She's a martial artist. Yeah, no, I had some great. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. So, I had my theories when we played it, but like you just said, Tifa's a master martial artist. So, as being one myself, well, not a master, but we always talk about it in joke. Why wouldn't she just knock her out? Right? Why wouldn't she just knock her off, kick her off the damn cannon? So, I think it's going to have to be almost like a Roche type situation. Obviously, she's not so honorable, but something where maybe it's for Tifa. It's either a boss fight with Scarlet before, where say Scarlet has like some troops, or she has like some gadgets, or like, you know, maybe a mini mech or something, or some of those flying things, and then Tifa beats them up. But then, you know, she obviously isn't a martial art, unless they add that into the story, that maybe Scarlet is trained, which I don't really see it fitting her personality, but maybe she has. Yeah. But if she hasn't, maybe it's like at that point almost like a battle of to the pain from The Princess Bride, right? Where it's just slap.
Yes.
And then, oh, you want to slap? We're gonna slap, bitch, and she just slaps her back. You know, so that at that point it's like a contest of a slap, not I could knock this girl out. You know what I mean?
How like to take that one step further.
Yeah.
You have a big fight with Scarlet, and she's in a mech, and Tifa is exhausted.
Yes.
And Scarlet is not a martial artist.
Yeah.
So Tifa is just like, she goes up to her, and Scarlet slaps her, and Tifa's so exhausted that all she can do is just go.
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
It's like by that point she'd be so like, you know, exhausted that like, what can you do at that point but just, well, smack, sugar smack, give me a slap and I'll slap you back.
There you go. Yeah.
But
no, that'd be great.
Like, that's how I would picture that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they have so much freedom now to just bring those moments to life. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's
also, yes, Judge 69. I do watch the abridged version. Yes, I watched that. Like I've been putting that off. I've been putting off watching that until I played the original, and then I finally booked. When I booked the game, I'm like, I'm marathoning the original now. I beat it in about 5 days, and as soon as I finished it, I started watching the Mission Abridged.
Awesome. Yeah, you gotta. No, it's good. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's so many. I don't even know. I would say definitely the Tifa one for me. And guys, let us know in chat too. What are you looking forward to the most? But I would say definitely the Tifa scene. And I mean, just the assault at the end on Shinra. It comes full circle. You know, from a storytelling standpoint, like the narrative thread ends, you come back victoriously into Midgar with their own weapons against them.
When the bombing mission team started again.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was like, oh,
comes full circle.
We're getting back into it. Awesome.
Yep. And you know, it's like, oh, this is it. This is the climax. And it really is the climax because, you know, it's really like that happens, and then, you know, Northern Crater, and then that's the end. So, it's going to be insanity. Somebody said Falcon punch her Tifa. Yeah. Pretty much.
That's basically what happens in the Machina Bridge.
Yeah.
She just unloads on her. It's great.
Sephiroth says, I want to see Hojo and a Speedo next to the beach. Well, you know what? Get out of here.
To each their own. I was actually talking to somebody about that yesterday. Where I was saying, like, man, I wonder how they're going to handle Hojo at Costa del Sol. Because that scene,
it's weird.
When that happened, I was like,
oh yeah,
is that Hojo?
Yeah, yes it is. No, I think they still do it because they tend to love the wacky stuff. I mean, look at Wall Market, right? It's there. They dial it up. They dialed it up in the remake.
Wall Market like cranked that knob up to 11.
Yeah, it was so fun, right? It was so wacky. So I think they do the same thing and just cash in on that. It's absurd, right? It's like, wait, that's Hojo with a bunch of girls. He's a ladies' man. Like, what the hell? Like, it's insane. It's so stupid. And of course, everybody jokes like, "How is Sephiroth Hojo's son?" like the most handsome man and stuff. It's like, hey, you know, Hojo, got some skill with the ladies.
I
you
mean, yeah, if he can make Sephiroth,
yeah, exactly. He's got to have some game somewhere. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man.
Because isn't Sephiroth his biological son?
Yeah, I think he actually is. It's
Okay,
like
okay, yeah.
yeah, he's his biological. There's a lot of nuance here, but it's correct me if I'm right, Chat. His biological son, but then in Lucrezia's womb with Sephiroth or Genova cells injected into the womb.
Genova cells,
Yeah, so it's like kind of
pretty
sketch.
sure so.
Yeah, so it's unclear
Yeah,
how much
it's-
who's is whose, but still, yeah,
There's
crazy.
so much gross shit around Hojo that I'm looking to see how they kind of handle it because
Oh man, I
he's
love
a
it.
creepy bad guy in the remake.
Yeah, no,
Like,
you'll love this
it's like-
too. We talked about it. They could have easily made him. I'm a mad scientist. I'm crazy, but they didn't. They made him slimy, and it was so smart. They made him just
Yeah.
like it makes your
But
skin crawl. You know, he's not just like
Yeah,
ah!
well, that
He laughs once at the end, but he's just like this disgusting creature. You know, the way he talks about Aerith's mom and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's uncomfortable.
Well, and they build into that because like they kind
Yeah.
of like they like kind of like sideswipe you a little bit with it because you're just like, oh, like he's just kind of like this.
He's like a nerd.
weird scientist. You know, he's like a nerd. He's almost a little like gentlemanly in
Yeah.
his own ways, and then he throws himself against the tube, and you're just like, ugh.
And you're like, what the
Get
hell?
away
Yeah.
from me! I can smell your breath.
Yeah, it's like she's beautiful even down to the cells. It's like, ugh, God, it's
Like
disgusting.
she is as beautiful in life as she was in death, and I'm just like,
Yeah, it's very
Ugh.
uncomfortable. But I thought that
Go
was
away.
so smart. Because again, if you go back to the Dirge
Yeah.
of Cerberus portrayal, it is that. It's like, I'm a crazy scientist and I'm insane. And I love that they made him, I guess, more like Roche. Like, you know, there's a lot of dynamics to him. He's not just dialed up,
Mm-hmm.
I'm insane all the time. Because he shouldn't be. He's intelligent. You know, he's a genius, even though he's
Yeah.
evil. So I'm,
yeah, basically.
so many good choices, man. I mean, we talked about it the whole playthrough, but oh man, the choices they made with the remake were just expertly done in general. Like with the characterizations, like I think Tifa and Aerith are two of the most sort of like highlighted. I guess Barrett too, just giving them more life, make them more human. Like, and somebody always asks, "What's your favorite part of the remake?" For me, sometimes I answer with it's just those quiet scenes with like Cloud and Tifa in her dorm room, her little apartment, where they're just talking as two awkward people who haven't seen each other in a long time, who are like kind of there's some tension there and they're kind of getting to know each other. You believe that? It's those quiet scenes that do it though. It's the quiet scenes.
Well, and those moments are like the ones that like when people say that Cloud doesn't have a character, I'm just like, he has a character. He just tries to like play himself so cool. Like
Yes.
he's a scared country boy who went through the most traumatizing PTSD inducing life that anybody could ever have.
Yeah.
And he's trying to keep it cool. And it's very hard for him to do that. So when
Totally.
he's around Tifa, he can actually allow some of that, you know, that emotion in and allow himself to be softer and to, you know, show some of that weakness.
Totally.
And I think that's genius. And people who say that Cloud sucks, no.
Oh, they are
Absolutely
not paying
not.
attention. Yeah.
Even when you're playing.
Totally.
Like,
I mean that's
you have
about
to
as
be
shallow
honest.
as yeah, it's about as shallow as saying like, oh, he's just edgy boy. It's like, no, it's so much deeper than that. Yeah. But no, I love it. It's like you just said, because he was also 15, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, when he was put in that freaking like vat of juice by Hojo. So like he's a 15-year-old. He doesn't know like he's a 15-year-old what it's like to be cool. How do you talk to women?
Yeah.
So that's why I love like when he's talking, trying to like show his affection for Tifa. He has no idea what to do. He gives her a flower. He kind of, you know, is nice to her. He doesn't like when she's crying when the plate drops. He doesn't embrace her.
'Cause how long was he comatose?
I think it was
in
4
Crisis
years.
Core?
I think it was 4 years.
4
man.
years.
Or you know, at least
So he goes
3,
from
and
being
then they escaped. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 15 and then he wakes up 19.
Yeah. Can you
How do
imagine?
you deal with it?
Can you imagine?
Your
It'd be
entire childhood has just been ripped away from you.
right.
How
And
do you
not
deal
to
with that,
mention
you know?
the like what's the word? We can argue like supernatural and or science fiction elements of like having cells influence you know, this like alien cells influence your psyche and everything. So there's that whole other dynamic. But no, I think it's genius how they're doing it, especially for the new players again. And this is why a lot of people who talk about the ending, oh, why did they show so and Zack and the sword? You got to think about it from a new player, I always said, because as far as a narrative arc, they did it. You end on Midgar, it's perfect. and we don't
Yeah.
get the Sephiroth flashback yet. So you have to bring in some mystery and some intrigue, so we get it at the beginning of the next game. So I love the fact that you see Zack and you're like, who is this guy? I can't wait to find out. That's the sword, you know? It's going to be cool.
Here is a theory that I'm sure a lot of you might know where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
What did you notice about that scene where after Zack beats all the Shinra soldiers? What do you notice about that scene?
So a lot of people talk about the bag of chips.
Yeah, aside from the fact that he's not dead. Yes, the bag of chips.
Okay, so...
It's an alternate universe is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, a lot of people are going with that because it's a different breed of dog, right? Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a different breed of dog.
Yeah.
Because he got stamped. It was a very specific beagle. And then what the heck, he's a terrier? Like, I think it's an alternate universe. Like, I have no idea what they've got going on. But, like, I saw that and I'm just like...
It's wild, right?
That's not...
It's wild. Yeah, so I often counter that theory, or I don't counter the theory, but food for thought is this. If you look at Crisis Core, he has this sort of final stand, Kleos Ophthiton, as they say in ancient Greek, his final glory. He takes on the entire army, and he wins.
Yeah.
Then it starts to rain, and 3 elite soldiers that are wearing like the red goggles and stuff shoot him. So at the end of the game, they're walking into the storm, and it starts to rain, and I'm like, oh, he's still going to get shot. So it's possible that you're right, that I'm right, that nobody's right. Like, who knows, man? Yeah, but that's why I love this game.
Yeah, I completely forgot that about the rain at the end of the remake. I forgot about that. So who knows? But yeah, like the stamp was the thing that made me just go.
So cool, right?
That's not right.
Yeah. No, and what I always say is like I just love the fact that if they didn't add anything to this, because the way I say it is like they added a cherry on top. They didn't change stuff. They just added cool scenes. Is like, if they didn't do that, what would we be saying right now? If there's no Roche, there's no anything new, we would just be like, awesome, that was so good. Can't wait for part 2. I'm sure it's going to be good too. Now, it's like 1997 again. We're sitting here talking with a cast member of the game, talking about theories and out the wazoo and everything. Like, it's alive. The story's alive, and I think it's so great.
I wasn't going to talk about theories going into this. I'm just like, I don't want people to like take what I'm saying as canon, but like take everything I'm saying about theories with a grain of salt because I don't know.
Yeah, it is his theories. Disclaimer: it is his theories too. Yeah,
I'm a fan just as much as you guys are, and my brain is running like crazy, trying to be like, okay, what's going on? What's going on next? What are they going to do with this? What's going on with Stamp? What's going on with Zack? What's going on with Sephiroth? How much does Sephiroth know? Is it cyclical? Like, is the remake a sequel? Is it a remake? What's going on? Like,
yeah.
I have like all this stuff in my head that I'm just like, what are you doing, Nomura?
It's so good.
I want to know.
Yeah. No, I love it. And people say it's fun theorizing. A lot of people are saying, they've said the bag of chips is very important. Somebody pointed out that maybe the Stamp theme song is talking about Zack, since he was a pup and referred to as a pup in Crisis Core. Like, there's so many cool ways you can take it.
Okay.
So it's just great, and that's what I mean. Like the fact that we're even talking with a member of the cast nobody knows is so cool. I think that it's just that alive, and it's not even obvious. Hey, I'm sure Roche is gonna like whatever be that trope. Like we have no idea what Roche is gonna be. Absolutely no idea.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, like we can't even begin to predict. Like I said, they could take it in so many different eras, and that's sort of the last like big question I'll ask you guys is like Roche theories. Put them in the chat because I shared mine earlier.
Yeah, put them in the chat.
And that's my.
I remember we recorded Roche, and like after we did like the last bit, I'm just like, so is Roche coming back? Is like like what's going on? And like the representative of Square Enix was just like, oh.
He's like, you think I know? You think anybody knows?
He basically said, ask Nomura. It's like, all right.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I love it. It's so. I mean. I would be incredibly shocked if we never saw Roche again. I think he's coming back, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah,
but
too.
yeah, my theory is it's such a typical response, says Jed. Yeah, Guilty's making me do an impression. All right, how about this? Let's both do an impression, me and Austin, because it's usually just me.
Okay.
He says just Vincent. Okay, you want more?
Hold up, I got to look up a Vincent line.
I think he just posted one. Maybe is that a Vincent line guy?
Let's see here.
It must be from Dirge of Cerberus or something.
Wrapped up in the planet's strange notions, surrounded by Shinra-made machines. Science and the planet lived
Science and the planet lived side by side in that old man's heart.
Great. What is that from? Is that Dirge of Cerberus?
I think that's Dirge, because that's not from the original.
Yeah, I don't recognize it from Advent Children either. Awesome, man. Oh, that's the other thing we said is. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. What'd you say?
I was gonna say is we were talking about the original is like Vincent, Yuffie, and Sid, like you said, until that moment where Sid kind of takes control, like they're in it so little, man. Like they're barely a part of the story.
Yeah.
They're in a couple moments. Like you meet Sid, that's epic, and then he comes in at the end. They have a huge undertaking to make the party feel like a party. Because they're kind of just chilling. Like it's all in your head. It's all imagined, all the connections and stuff. So I want to see, you said you're a 15 fan, Austin. I want to see
I am.
the campfire, like the camp scenes with just like everybody chilling. Tifa, Barrett. I want to see Barrett like chilling, cooking it. Like I want to be walking around camp, chatting with the gang, like have little like weird side quests or mini game. Like that's what I want to see is the life, the life of the journey.
Also, what was I? Oh yeah. So, Gigandus, I believe.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Roche get promoted to second or first class.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Okay. I think they talked about this in the Ultimania.
Oh, really?
They said this in the Ultimania. Roche is as powerful as a second or first class soldier.
Really?
He doesn't want to promote because you don't get the cushy, fun motorcycle jobs as a second or first class soldier.
Really?
Yeah,
interesting.
He's as strong
I didn't know that.
as Cloud, but he doesn't want to promote because like those jobs aren't fun to him. Like yeah, like like you get like the more dangerous stuff, but like not necessarily the more fun stuff. Like all like the stealth stuff and like the assassinations. Like that's not interesting to Roche. Like that's the reason why he doesn't promote to second or first class. I believe that they say that much in the Ultimania.
This is wild. Everybody in chat, including me, is like, we didn't know that. That's so cool, man. Because it makes sense. He would be, if you're Sephiroth first class, like war hero, you don't get to just have fun and, screw around like you're doing world changing activities. That's so cool, man.
That's. I'm pretty sure that was what was what was translated from the Ultimania.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. That's great. Okay, so another question I just reminded myself of. We were talking about the characters who haven't been playable yet. Who are you looking forward to the most? Is it Vincent? Is it Yuffie? Because man, we were talking about. Look at Tifa's fighting style in the remake, which is just insane. Again, as a martial artist, I'm like just oozing over it. Can you imagine Yuffie like with the shuriken flying around, jumping around, or Vincent like fighting like Rufus? What are you thinking? What are you looking forward to?
I would love if Vincent played like Reaper from Overwatch, but they took like the poofing around to like the 10th level. Like I'd love to see him just like how he is in Advent Children, where like his cloak is just like
yes,
and he's here and he's there. I'd love to see that with like his two guns just like going crazy. I would love to see Vincent play like that. And then you break out, his limits, and he's, he turns into the monsters and chaos and all that shit.
Oh, yes.
I would absolutely looking forward to Vincent. So
I'm
however they handle Vincent, it's like, give it to me, put it in my veins. Like, yeah.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like, it's not what you just said is not out of the question, because I mean, he literally can turn into like creatures and stuff. I think him like, moving fast is not that weird, or like moving in cool ways, So I can't wait. Even like Dirge of Cerberus, as dated and kind of weird as that game is, it's awesome. Like the way he looks and some of the moves he does and everything. Oh, yeah. There's a choreography to it.
There's a reason why Cloud in Kingdom Hearts 1 looks like Vincent.
Yep, because it's cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, and that's why we were freaking out again with being into fight choreography, like, and just the shot selection. The Rufus versus Cloud fight is on the sauce, man. It is so nicely shot. Yeah. The choreography is on point. Like that's why I said, "Ooh, I can't wait for Vincent." They're gonna be.
That fight is so hard on hard mode.
Oh, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. I had to figure out. There was one thing that helps, which I eventually, I think, got by mistake, or you guys told me. I can't remember. But, oh, man. I love it. See, I'm looking forward to that, too. Yeah. But let's see. Oh, Guilty says, have you met Nomura, Austin?
I would love to. He's my favorite character designer.
Oh, me too, man. Legend.
So when I found out that Roche was like partially designed by Nomura, I almost cried.
Oh,
But
that's so cool.
I would love to get to meet Nomura in person because he and Kingdom Hearts were such a big part of my junior high and high school years that I would just like, love to thank him for helping give me like a happy childhood.
Absolutely. So much.
And to be a part of his baby like this is just so meaningful to me, and I'm going to try not to cry. But I would adore meeting Nomura. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. It's life changing. Like, and just as an artist, like I look up to him so much. It's the same with Kitase and all those guys because, like I always say, what other company in their right mind who for any other sake but the sake of art would do FF8 as a follow up to FF7? Literally, oh, you guys like Sephiroth and you like crazy action and like crazy mystery and stuff. Here's a love story because we want to tell it and we're artists. Sorry, enjoy it. It's like I love it. I love FF8 by the way, and it's one of my favorites.
They tell the stories that are to them at the time.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's so cool, man. And then and then FF9 after that's cool. Here's like a fairy tale, whimsical, totally different aesthetic, like very Disney almost aesthetic. Like it's so cool, man. And then okay, we'll go back to FF10. It's great.
And there's absolutely nothing like Final Fantasy X. Absolutely nothing like it. I can't think of anything that comes off the top of my head that I can like compare to Final Fantasy.
There's just nothing. There's a lot of imitators after it, but yeah, Final Fantasy X is just it's the art direction, man. Oh, so good. The colors and everything. It's so on point. The music. Yeah, I could gush all day about. We were talking about FF12 before the stream, actually, guys, and I'm so into Shakespeare that I just instantly love the translation. The localization's so great in the script, but there's so much in there. Like like we said, there's a Final Fantasy for everyone, right? And that's what I love about it. 12 has pretty much none of the sort of like anime type speaking or acting. It's all very, besides maybe a little bit of Vaughn and Pinello, it's very reserved. The script is very Shakespearean, even besides the delivery. So it's great.
Well, and the setting is so different. Like most of Final Fantasy, like it's either like city stuff or it's like fantasy stuff or it's the kind of hybrid that 7 is, and 12 that opens up like in a bazaar, like in a Middle Eastern bazaar.
So
like,
cool.
It's so different. Like it has an aesthetic that like, as much as like I couldn't get into 12, it had a lot of stuff that I love about it.
Absolutely. And like I said, the gameplay is absolutely not my favorite at all in the Final Fantasy series for 12 because I'm not so much into MMOs, but I love the story so much. It's so great. I always joke, like a lot of people were salty about the Game of Thrones ending. I'm like, it's Game of Thrones if it was good with 12. So. We are back. Screwy Scott. Look at that Tonberry. Oh no. Chef's knife. You guys are finished. Good question from Guilty. What's your favorite song from the game? Your favorite track? I mean, come on. Is he not going to say the Roche music? What do you think, man?
I'm actually not. It's in my top 5. I gotta narrow it down to 5. So we've got Midgar Highway.
Great.
Rebirth.
Oh hell yeah, Rebirth.
A tie between Ignition Flame and Undercover of Smoke.
Great.
And the Airbuster. That's 4. And number 5 is probably the opening, the entire opening.
Yes, legendary.
I love it. Also, I need to, at some point, I keep forgetting to do this. I need to make a meme.
Okay.
Do you know it's an older meme. It's the boy and he's like standing so proudly and he has 2 hot dogs and he's like this, and the other kid is like looking at him. He's like, "Gee, Billy, how come your mom lets you have 2 wieners?" And he says, "No skins." Okay. I want to take that and I want to say, "Gee, Roche, how come Nobu lets you have 4 theme songs? No wings."
That's good. That's good. Please put that on Twitter or something. Yeah, that's fantastic.
I need to do that.
Guilty said, "Just want to say, Mr. Austin, you're a very talented actor, and you brought something truly special to the story." I agree.
Thank you very much.
What else we got here? It needs more salt. Oh, geez. I just thought, brilliant possibility, says Allmark. What if Roche helps the main group escape Junon after the reunion, and or is the one that directs the party to Midil? On a personal level, I would love to see both happen. What do you think, Austin?
I have been seeing a lot of people talking about that. I don't know. I don't know where I want Roche to show up. I don't know like where I would put him. Because there's a lot of places like that you can fit him in that are like big and small. Like you could put him at Fort Condor, you could put him at Junon, you could put him in all these places.
Yeah,
so it's
all
like,
over the place.
I'd love to see him at the Gold Saucer.
That would be
I
hilarious.
think that'd be hilarious. He was chilling there, like see him just like, you know, to get to have just like a moment with Cloud where they're not like at each other's throats. I'd love to see that. Like,
how do they
I
act?
think that'd be really cool.
That would be cool. How would they interact with each other? Yeah.
So cool to see like how Cloud deals with him when he's not, you know, like, all right, now I've got a sword to your throat. Come on, let's fight. Come on. You know you want.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
That would be great. Oh, we got a really good one. What type of drunk do you think Roche is, considering his chaotic energy while sober? I wonder how he'll be while drunk. What do you think, Austin?
Yeah, there's two options.
Yep.
either he's worse,
Dialed up, yeah.
Where he's like even more chaotic and like removes the filter completely.
Yeah.
Or he's just really chill.
Yeah, super chill.
I'd love to see if it's like he just levels out and he's just like, hey man, how's it going? I'd love to see that.
Hilarious. Yeah, somebody said Koopasan.
Yeah.
Roche playing the G-Bike minigame at Gold Saucer. Okay, that would be hilarious. You just see him chilling on the bike. Hey, what's up, Cloud? Wait, what? I'm just chilling, man.
Hey, how's about a game, Cloud?
How funny. That's what I mean, because they have this mutual respect now. They have this mutual respect.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they did see each other outside of combat, they'd just be like, it reminds me of, do you remember the section in Wutai, Austin, where you run into Reno drinking with the Turks in the restaurant, and they're just like, we're off the clock.
Okay.
Like, we're literally not going to fight you right now. Sorry. Trying to drink.
So here's the thing about that.
Mm-hmm.
I have not played Final Fantasy VII more than once.
Okay.
I did not find Yuffie my first time playing the game.
Oh, yeah, no, you wouldn't, probably, unless you look for it. Yeah.
I never got to. I mean, I've been to Wutai, but like,
I see.
I've never met Yuffie in the game. The most I've gotten out of Yuffie is in Advent Children.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, you wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah, so like I like, you know, I didn't ever fight her in the forest. I never even encountered her in the game.
It's a 1 in 10 chance, so you might not if you just played the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually took us a while when we were trying to find her, like in the forest. So yeah,
really?
It's not something you just get every time. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah.
I got Vincent. I absolutely got Vincent, and was just like, oh yeah.
There's a dude chilling in a coffin. Yeah.
Like, yeah, like Yuffie. I never even found her. So yeah, I never got that scene.
There you go. There you go. Okay, we got a what if. What if he comes out of nowhere and helps Cloud defeat Sephiroth and dies in the process? A hero? Okay, that would be cool too.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it'd specifically be against Sephiroth. I'd love to see him just running just full bore at one of the weapons.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool.
I'd love to see that. I think that would be cool. Just like him having like his Jack Sparrow Hello Beastie moment.
Yeah.
With the weapon.
Oh, now you're talking.
Oh my god, I'd love to see.
Yeah, okay, so let's ask. Yeah, if Roche is going to go, which I could see him not dying. I could see him just being like riding off to the sunset, like, I'm finally free. I'm going to go have fun. Let's be friends. Or I could see him dying tragically. Like, if he does have to go, is that it for you? Would you rather he faces it down like Omega or Ultima Weapon and gets destroyed or something? Be pretty cool.
I don't know how I would want Roche to go out. Like I said, I'd love to see him do that. I'd love to, like, if he did go out, I'd want it to be like in a blaze of glory like that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah.
Where people like escape. I'd love to see that. But I'd also be cool with like, you know, like a quiet bit. Like I saw this fan art that somebody did. It was a ship fan art that somebody did, I believe, of Roche and Reno. But
that's a rare one. Wow.
And he was actually no, Roche and Reno is actually getting a lot of traction lately.
Is it actually?
Um,
Wow.
they're so chaotic.
I'd never heard about it. It makes sense.
But there's a piece of fan art that I saw where Roche, it's you see a sunset in the background, and Roche is up against his bike, and his hair is like graying, because the cellular degeneration has caught up to him, and he's on the phone talking to Reno. And I'd love to see a quiet moment with like that, but with Cloud. I'd love to see that.
That would be great.
That would be really interesting.
Yeah, no,
I feel like that would be like very interesting end for him.
That's what I said earlier with my theory there is I would love to see if they take that tragic route, something where he's kind of like losing himself, he's degrading, his personality's gone, and he's kind of just like, you know, one more dance, like kind of like, can you end it for me to Cloud? And it's maybe fully realized Cloud after the live stream, and he kind of like very maturely either does it for him or doesn't, and says like, maybe we can save him. I think it'd be great, and then he kind of dies like quietly, like you said. That'd be nice.
Yeah, and either just have him just, you know, just die quietly, or have him pull a Kadaj and just fade into the live stream.
Oh, that would be cool. Just go all at once, become one with the planet, like me when I take the smelling salts.
That would be so. Yeah.
Apparently, that's a
Become
thing.
one with the planet. Just
Hey, you know what? Try these sometime. Yeah, what you should use these before you record more Roche lines. You'll just be like, woo! you'll be ready. It'll dial up even more. Apparently, yeah, everybody's saying Roche and Reno are popular as a ship. I did not know. It's best.
Yes, there are several very, very very talented Roche and Reno artists that I've seen.
That's wild. Yeah, I don't. My Twitter is flooded with Tifa all day, but I must just like follow the right people for that.
Oh yeah, and I follow anybody who ships Roche with anybody. I'm just like, oh yeah, I gotta follow you. Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Especially,
you have
like,
to. You
Cloud.
have to.
Like I ship Cloud with myself, frankly. So
Yeah.
but,
That's
like,
great.
Like anytime like I see that, I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely, got to see it, 100%, got to see it. Because like if people like my character enough to ship that, the very rarest rare pair I've ever seen was somebody drew a picture of Roche and Aerith, and I'm just
really? You're like,
okay.
Yeah.
Save that onto my phone. That's cute. Like it was like really cute. Like they're like chibi. He's like, I think he's like giving her like a thing of flowers, and she's like really like happy like to get them. It was really cute. It was like this. I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, I ship it. That's cute.
Awesome. There you go, guys. That's the true ship. It's actually going to be Aerith with Roche. Just check Phil's Discord. Yeah, they're not kidding when they say check my Discord. It's a disaster all day of just crazy, like Rufus times Tifa and like, all these like strange ones you wouldn't think of. Okay, considering Pooh. Oh no, yeah.
Oh, bother. Oh, bother. Well, okay, well. So.
What was I gonna? Oh, well, I gotta do something. Just like, you know what I want? A pot of honey, just the two of us.
Well, if you say so. Oh, bother.
No. Yeah, this you would love my Discord. Never mind. Bunch of animals in there. Oh my god. You guys heard it here. Had to do it to him. He had to do it to you guys. There you go.
I had Luciano.
Everybody's just loving it. Wow. That's legend. Gift Master Saber.
That's a character I'd love to play sometime, is Pooh Bear.
You do a great Pooh, man. That is not an easy voice.
It's a fun voice to do.
How do you? Yeah, it's very like breathy, right? Like, how do you do that voice?
It's actually kind of raspy
Because it's up in my falsetto kind of voice, but then I put it like more like in my throat and restrict it a little bit.
Interesting.
And just kind of really over enunciate my T's and rhyme everything with B's.
And the B's have to be buh.
B's. B's.
Everything is very jowly when you're Pooh.
That's great. Oh man, very nice. And have you been known to do a lot of impressions in your time, or is it more? You said you've been doing voices.
I got my start.
Yeah, you said you've been doing it your entire life, so yeah, you must love doing it.
Yeah, I did a lot of Family Guy impressions. Like the thing with like the awesome cartoons, the Eager After cartoons, is that like people were just like, we quoted them all the time in high school,
Right.
and I would like go through, and I used to like have like the whole things memorized,
Mm-hmm.
and would do all the voices. And they just like, oh, dude, you should like, you should do that for a living, and I'm like, yeah, I should do that for a living.
That's awesome. Oh, Saber asks, what in your opinion would be an appropriate length
Would
for
be
a
an
remade?
appropriate length for Knights of the Round.
Yeah.
If it's any shorter than half an hour, I'm dropping the game.
Yeah, I'm upset. I'm upset too. Game over. Game over. Oh God, Holloway lost her mind in the chat. She says she starts out with Rufus times Tifa, Scarlet times Tifa, and now she's saying me times Rufus. She's lost it, guys. She's just, the fourth wall is gone. She's just put herself in the game now.
Rufus is like, I ship Rufus with Sung, and that's about it. Because anybody else, I feel like Rufus is too much of a.
He does not give a damn. Yeah. Right.
No, he doesn't. He's he's a billionaire playboy misanthropist.
Yeah, right. No, I love, like, and that's another great example of just the writing and the delivery is, man, the character intro for Rufus, one of the best, I feel. He comes out of nowhere, and it's just like, oh, you're a soldier, so I own you? It's like, wow, that says so much about a person. Yeah. That's terrifying.
Well, and he, you notice that he calls back to Roche at one point, because he says, because Roche has the line where he says, the second dance, just the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
And Rufus says, just the two of us. Well, maybe.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Yeah. It's so good. That's one of my favorite duels, though. Again, besides the choreography, which is insane. I love the, you're making me sweat. And it's just like, they're just chilling. Like the way they're talking, it's the opposite of Roche. He's just like chatting. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a neat trick. Yeah. So cool, man.
You sweat. Rufus, stop.
Rufus Coon.
Oh, God.
The music. Yeah, the music. That might be my favorite song in the game. After listening to the soundtrack for a very long time, Rufus's boss theme is incredible. Really amazing.
I'm going to replace the opening with the Rufus boss fight theme.
Yeah.
Just because as soon as it starts,
yeah.
I'm just like,
the fact that they mixed.
Okay, this is a cool.
They mixed the Shinra theme and the boss theme. Yeah. Oh, it's bonkers. And there's like 4 phases to that song. It just keeps changing and changing and changing. It's incredible. It's been on the workout mist. Yeah. Workout mix. Igor says, hey, Phil and Austin, do you guys think it'd be cool for future Knights of the Round if with the materia you could transform into the 13 Knights and each different thing? That would be cool, but I don't know about transforming and doing it. It would kind of mess with the lore a little bit. It's a cool concept.
A little bit, yeah. That's a bit too it's a bit too Type 0, I think. I think if it was Type 0 it'd fit more.
Totally.
But I think that would be a little weird in 7.
Good call.
Because I think that was like the gimmick in Type 0. Yeah, like you turned into the summons.
I believe it was, yeah. I only played the beginning, but I remember doing that as Shiva, yeah.
Which is cool. But I don't know. I like them kind of fighting alongside you a bit more. I kind of felt like you were like summoning them to help.
Totally.
Not just like, I summon you into my body, which is its own can of worms.
Well, this is, I know you're a fan of 15, and what I loved about the 15 summons was it felt auspicious. Like, it felt like this, as if, what would actually happen if you summon like 100-foot tall, like, Rama to just torch, like, the entire earth with lightning? It's like, and I love how they're just, like,
that's the one where
in awe, you know?
They're summoning gods. Like, it totally feels like in all of them, it feels like, okay, you're summoning a spirit. In 15, it's like, oh no, these are gods. These are Olympic gods.
Totally. And it's great. It's great. No, I love it. And it was the first time in Final Fantasy ever that it felt that auspicious. Like a 100-foot tall monster just came to aid you in battle, or a god. It'd be like, okay, this is crazy.
Doing the
it's so satisfying too, though. The sound design and everything, and the music. Oh man, so cool.
I got to do something all the way. Apparently, the
oh please
recipe. I've found a new recipe.
Great. Yeah, Agnes is great. I actually did an interview with Ray Chase, and that was so much fun. Really good guys. Oh, and you must love Robbie Damon, who played Prompto, and I met him too. Really cool guy.
I did an interview a few weeks ago for KupoCon, which was a lot of fun. That was a blast. But the entire time, just off camera, I had my Prompto body pillow.
That's great.
And then at the very end of the interview, because they had already interviewed Robbie,
Right.
I'm just like, all right, and I bring it over and just like hug it, and I say, all right, I'm gonna go chill with Robbie for a bit. Y'all have a nice day.
It's like, wait, what? And then it ends. Yeah.
The chat was going nuts. It was so funny.
Oh, I bet they lost their mind. Yeah. Gungaga has a question, or Guilty has a question. Which actor do you like working with the best? And if you haven't, you said you haven't met some of the people from the remake. Who would you want to work with the most?
We didn't work together in the booth.
Mm-hmm.
I've only met some of the people who played side characters, but we didn't work together in the booth. But the the people who I have really enjoyed working with, when I do get to work with them, in an ensemble cast, are Kimlin Tran is delightful to work with. I've worked with her on a few things.
Oh, great.
Dino Andrade, who is Scarecrow in Batman Arkham Asylum.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic to work with. Chris Smith, who I believe is the Emperor in Dissidia.
Oh, FF2 Emperor.
Yeah. Ryan Bartley, who is Ram in ReZero.
Okay.
The pink-haired one of the twins. And an actor who needs a lot more credit, and that's Christopher Watson. And he and I were in a game together called Archangel, and he's the main dude in that. And that guy, he was a screen actor who, he went from screen to voiceover. That man can act. That man
really
can act. He's fantastic.
Oh, amazing.
He deserves a lot more praise.
Awesome. Man, good list of people, too. Somebody said, I want to beat the crap out of Bahamut. Who's your favorite summon in all of Final Fantasy, Austin? What do you think?
In all of Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Oh, man. In 7, my favorite is the Fat Chocobo.
Oh, hell yeah.
I really like
He's great. So great.
I like Carbuncle in 15. If I had to pick an absolute favorite... I don't know. Bahamut's just so iconic.
Yeah, he is.
Bahamut's really cool.
Can't blame you one bit.
I like Bahamut Sin from Advent Children. I think I really like Bahamut Sin.
Great choice.
I think that guy is awesome.
Yeah.
But also Shiva's cute.
Yeah, I feel like everybody does that. They're like, there's so many cool shit. Shiva.
Shiva's cute.
She's waifu.
But yeah, no, Bahamut Sin. Yeah.
No, that's that scene too in Advent. Come on, the music when Bahamut Sin comes out and the visuals, mind blowing.
That song that plays.
It's called something Divine. No, what is it, guys? It's been 20 years.
Divinity 1 and Divinity 2.
That's right, Divinity. Great song.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, here's the other cool thing is I'm sure you caught it, Austin. The song, I think it's called, what is it? Return to the Planet in the remake is a song from Advent Children. Yeah, excuse me. Cycle of Souls is the song from the remake.
Promised Land is the
it's like, we're gonna be hearing Divinity, you know it. Maybe like when Diamond Weapon's assaulting, we're gonna hear it, and it's gonna be amazing.
Oh, that would be awesome!
Can you imagine he comes out of the ocean like Godzilla?
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, man.
So that would be rad.
So many opportunities.
Okay. Oh God, you're getting me hyped for something that may or may not even happen. So.
I try to do that to my chat. I get really excited about stuff. People are saying God. Odin. People like Odin. People like Diablos. Yeah, we played FF8. We just beat it. Man, that game has some amazing summons. It is out of control.
What's it called?
What's it look like?
Alexander, I think.
Yeah.
Tank.
Yes, we named Alexander Horny Jail.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That guy is cool.
He's super cool. Sevens Bahamut Zero says, oh my God, great. Yeah, we named him Horny Jail in FF8. Alexander.
Horny Jail. That's what you call it.
You are condemned to Horny Jail. Suffer. It's great. I can imagine Roche riding his bike straight up Diamond Weapon's body.
horny jail. My fiance just said, "Go to horny jail, everybody."
Yep, she is spot on, or he is spot on. Amazing.
Yeah.
Good bro, you good bro is the best summon. Yeah, we named the Minotaur brothers. You good bro? that was pretty funny. It was good stuff. Yeah, horny jail. We had some great names. Doom Train. Oh, it's out of control. Scotty says, "Wait, we could leave horny jail? No, you can't." Oh God, more smelling salts. All right, we gotta we gotta ship Austin some smelling salts, so he can experience.
Oh God.
So he can experience it. All right, here we go for you guys. Number two. Thank you, Saber, for the 2,000 bits. Oh! Ah!
You sure that's not pepper spray?
It's worse. No, it's not worse. Okay, chain punch for the kids. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain punch. Thank you so much, Saber, for the 999. Holy crap, you guys are insane. Thank you. Yeah, we named Cactuar Free Hugs as well. That was pretty funny. Tonberry.
I have a cactuar hanging around. I don't know where it is. I know I've got Tonberry, I've got Chocobo, and somewhere laying around is cactuar. If I ever find it, I'll display it with the other two.
Crazy. Yeah, and we also have we had Doink for Tonberry was his name. Doink.
Oh, of course.
Yep, it's perfect. Ooh, the salts.
The Hell House spit out 3 of them.
You cried, right? Yeah.
When that happened, I screamed. I was like, 3!
Yeah, and he does it like 50 times throughout the fight. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, I'm just like, stop spitting Tonberries at me!
Yeah. Oh, you like this? So we named Siren Karen because it was
You named the siren.
yeah, because she silences everybody. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
shush. I want to speak to the manager. So yeah, it was pretty funny.
I hope Austin doesn't have a culture shock interview. Oh, mon frere. You underestimate how long I've been on the internet.
Yeah, he's seasoned internet tier. Yeah, Cuddy
you
and Sweepy.
underestimate. I am.
Yeah, right. Hard mode heck house. Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. Austin was saying hard mode heck house, man. Oh,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It was crazy. I'll do the nunchucks after Orange. Just the way I have it set up right now, it's like super tight. I'm gonna break everything if I take out the chucks. So
Knock your microphone off.
yeah, I'm gonna accidentally destroy the stream if I do. I'll do it later. Thank you though. We'll cash it in. Hard mode heck house was amazing.
You just see you spinning around the nunchucks, and then it just cuts to one of those screens that just says, "We'll be right back."
Yeah, exactly. They're like technical difficulties. Please stand by, but it never comes back. It never comes back. That's the secret. Phil abuses his Moogle. I sometimes do accidentally hit the Moogle with the stuff that we're swinging around. Yes. But yeah, no. This is so much fun. So, guys, final questions. Get them ready. We're gonna start to wrap up here. So get them ready if you got them. It's your final chance to talk to Austin. I mean, you can always go to his stream, but you know, on this stream.
I'm linking my Discord before we end.
Oh, please, yeah. So can we get a? We can do one or two things. I usually have links only for mods, but can we have one of the mods? Well, if you post in chat, they can go to your channel. But we want to get his Discord link in here too, so we'll find a way to do it before the end. Saber's there too, so yeah, we'll figure out a way to get that. We have a few more minutes. But yes, Karen was very funny. Yeah, you can even whisper Saber there, Austin, if you're capable at the time. If you have any links, he'll be able to hook you up. But yeah, so we'll start to wrap up with final questions. We've been going for, I think, going on 3 hours now, which is amazing. What?
Oh yeah, longest interview I've ever been a part of, and I'm totally fine with that.
Awesome. Yeah, no, you said you wanted to, so I was like, let's enjoy it. Like I said, everybody loves you, man.
I'm just like, it's like every other interview is like, okay, we've got half an hour, we've got an hour, and I'm just like,
okay, yeah.
Okay, well, I've got a lot to talk about, so you're gonna ask me like 2 questions.
I know, right? Seriously, yeah, no, and that's what killed me is with Ray Chase, who plays Noctis. We had 20 minutes to do the interview, and it was in person at least. but it was like
Wow.
I was like 20. No, yeah, 20. I ran in just like you can't even say hi. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
quickly talk about the stuff. So it was fun, but man, so tight. But yeah, that's what man. This has been so fun. Everybody loves your performance, so really wanted to make it a juicy interview. This is so
Oh yeah.
chill.
I'm
Austin
feeling
is just the best. So more hours, please, says Sephiroth.
And in my Discord, I have an AMA that is always open on Discord. So like,
Oh, great.
if you have more questions from though, so
Awesome. Somebody asked, Team Tifa or Team Aerith? Oh, here we go. He's about to break the internet.
man, for different reasons too. God damn it. Tifa's so sweet, but Aerith is so sassy.
Yeah.
Aerith is so funny, but Tifa's really cute, and so is Aerith. And Aerith has the dress, and Tifa has the dress.
Yep. Lots of dresses.
By literally like a half a point, Aerith. By like a half a point.
Oh, that's tight. Wow, you're actually pretty rare. Most people are very polarized on that. I love to see that you appreciate them both so much. That's great.
I love them both. I mean, they're great. Aerith is a fighter's personality in a healer's body,
Yeah.
and Tifa is a healer's personality in a fighter's body.
It's a great way to put it, man. It's a great way to put it.
Yeah,
And that's what I said. Like,
yeah,
that's what she does. She heals Cloud, Tifa, in that scene, and it's freaking beautiful, man.
yeah, exactly. She's the real healer of the group. Like, you know, Aerith has got like a serious fighting spirit. You see that, like, you know, when they go up to Don Corneo and she says, "Cloud, permission to kill."
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And no, that's why I love the scene where they beat up the guys and the Smash 'em Rip 'em song plays. It's like so good. Is the reason I love that scene beyond just being like awesome and girl power and everything, which is great, is it's also very believable in universe. Because like we said earlier, Tifa is a martial arts master. She could definitely beat up some
Yeah.
dudes, some goons who are just like thugs. And then Aerith is not though. So I love that scene that they don't just make Aerith like a super like I'm gonna beat people up. Tifa beats him up and then Aerith just clocks him with the chair. It's so great.
Well,
So great.
Aerith has had to live in the slums her
Yeah.
entire life.
Exactly. So she's
So
street
she's
smart.
learned-
Yeah.
She's learning to fight dirty.
Yeah.
She doesn't fight smart like Tifa does. She fights dirty.
Definitely. That's
which
great.
is, you know, that's where we get the Cherith meme from. Yeah, I see it already starting. Cherith.
Yep, Cherith. Exactly.
And it's moments like that like put Aerith like literally, like I said, like 0.5 above Tifa for me personally.
That's great. You like that sass, yeah. Saber said earlier, what's your opinion of the treatment of Moogles? Do you mean in the game or
The treatment of-
by me smacking them accidentally? What do you mean, Saber?
Yeah, 'cause I don't know anything about any Moogle racism in the game. I don't know about that.
Oh, by Phil abusing them. Yeah, okay.
The Moogle plush, babe. Terry just looked at me just like,
There
He's
you go.
nodding very vigorous. He's playing FF14 over there and nodding very vigorously that we need a Moogle plush.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But
The chair has materia slots.
yeah.
There you go. The chair has materia slots.
the chair,
How many?
the
It's like
chair
50.
absolutely has Bahamut in it.
Somebody said, do you think they will do it? They will ever acknowledge the meme and have like one of her goofy weapons be just a chair? Aerith.
That would be amazing.
That would be so
if
good.
They did that. So
Yeah.
funny. Like she just like you see her just like she just lifts like a chair above her head like John Cena and just uses blessing of.
Well, that's why I said it's funny because Cloud has the nail bat, which has no materia slots. So they could do it. They could give her the gag weapon chair and just beat somebody. Yeah, we did. We did talk about his favorite Final Fantasy Saber. Yeah, Moogle times Tonberry, the true ship. Wow, that's wild.
See now I really need to get a Moogle for you. So
Yeah.
you two next to each other.
The true ship.
Reunite the Starcraft lovers.
Yeah, that's horny jail for you, Sephiroth. That's horny. What else did I miss here? As mentioned before, there's a FF title for every taste, says Gunblade. So I won't be offended by your answer. What is your favorite FF title and why 8?
Okay, here's the thing about 8. I have never played it all the way through. However, I had a Pizza Hut demo disc that had
Yep.
Final Fantasy 8, Metal Gear Solid. I think it was Metal Gear Solid. I know it had a trailer for Metal Gear Solid on it.
So great.
And I think a Crash game. Maybe. I could be wrong about that.
Those were the days, man.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah, those were the days.
But the Final Fantasy 8 demo, it's the it's Final Fantasy 8's bombing mission where they're like storming the coastline.
Yep. So good. It's
it ends with
Dalit, I believe. So good.
Yeah, and it ends fighting the crab robot.
Yeah. So good.
I played that demo about 50 times. But I have never played the actual game.
A lot of us did. Yeah, I will recommend. Do you have a Nintendo Switch, Austin?
I do have a Switch. I have 8. I have 8 on PS3 and I think Xbox One.
Okay, I was going to say.
We have 8, 9, and 7 on Xbox One.
Oh, great. There you go. Because I was going to say I just played the remaster for the Switch, and it was like incredible. They redid all the character models, so it looks like PS2 or PS3 models, and oh, man, it looks really good.
I love the update of the meme where it says...
Yes.
I think she says something to the effect of like...
You're the best-looking guy here.
The most,
yeah.
You're the best-looking guy here. And Zoom, he's just like...
Yeah, he's like this like strange pixelated like... Yeah, that's so good.
Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, did you see? Did you see that Square Enix acknowledged that meme?
Yes.
That's great.
I love that.
They zoomed in and it's like, look, he is handsome now. Yeah, it was great. It was great. Saber asked, which Final Fantasy do you think has the best musical? So he hasn't played them all, but from the ones you've played, Austin, which do you think is the best compositions?
7 is the one that sticks out the most to me. I would have to say 7, but I like Dancing Mad.
Yes.
I like
oh yeah.
I love Physicality. I love Don't Be Afraid. I love Hanging Edge. I love the entirety of Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack. I love
Yoko Shimomura is a genius. Yeah. She's so good.
She and Nobu are 2 of my favorite composers of all time.
Same here, yeah. Can't beat it.
And what's the other one? The other one. The
Battle on the Big Bridge, Gilgamesh, FF5, yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, and I haven't heard much of it, but I also really like what I have heard from the 9 soundtrack. I have an attachment to that one.
Ooh.
Because of Festival of the Hunt is
Distant Worlds?
Sid's theme in Chocobo.
Oh, is it actually? Okay, so a lot of us joined late, and I said this like 2 seconds into the interview. Austin plays Sid in a game, so if you want to reiterate that for a second, it's a big brain moment for you guys.
Yeah, his theme in that game. It's called, I believe, in the remake, it's called Treasured Memories.
Oh, okay.
But it's it's bum 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 bum.
Yeah, man. I heard that live at Distant Worlds in the orchestra, and it was mind blowing.
Distant Worlds, it's so good.
It's powerful, man.
My favorite Worlds track might be an underrated one. I don't know. It's Genova Absolute.
Oh, I love it. Not underrated to me, man. I love that song.
That song is amazing. Like that's one of those that like I'm like, why don't more people talk about this song? Is it like my first time playing Final Fantasy VII was the first time I'd ever heard Genova Complete before.
Yep. It's powerful.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
this is cool.
I was at Distant Worlds and that came on, and I was just like, the imagery. They used Zack from Crisis Core like running on the train and stuff, and I was just like, oh, this is insane. It's so good.
It's cool.
Yeah, it just got my blood pumping, man. And
like the orchestration of the Distant Worlds version is so good because like you get like, for one thing, they speed it up. And also that choir at the beginning going,
Yeah, it adds a lot. That's why I can't wait for the remake
so good.
version. Can't wait for the remake version.
Like, that's probably the song, like, since we've already gotten a version of One Winged Angel, like, I'm just like, oh, we've gotten that out of the way. Well, we're going to get another one later probably, but now I can really wait for the big one, which is Genova Complete.
There's going to be so much. We have something rare but beautiful here. Guilty would love to be condemned by Austin to horny jail. So I'll just explain what we usually do. Is I usually just say, like, get out the sword, put on epic music, and say, like, some stupid, whatever, like, for the act of blank, you've been condemned. I sentence you to horny jail, and slam the sword down and ban him for 69 seconds. So let me put on some epic music for Roche here.
My first question is, what be the charges?
All right, so Guilty, put the charges in chat. What you wanted to say?
Before I condemn you.
And in honor of his love of 15, I'm gonna put on perfect song for this. There we go. Let's see. So, okay, are we ready? Yeah, Omnis Lacrima, exactly. Good ear. It's like one of my favorite songs ever written.
When you hear it, I'm just like, I bet it's Omnis Lacrima.
Yep. You knew it.
All right, so the charges.
What are the charges, guys? What are the charges?
Action to Genova. I'm just like, okay. For your senseless attraction to my mom, I sentence you to jail. 69 seconds. From the other end of the room, I just feel like Beyonce go, horny jail.
That's it. Guilty has had the ultimate goodbye, Guilty. Horny jail for 69 seconds. There you go. He's gone. All right, that was perfection. Oh, that's great.
Cookies here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, we figured out that pretty much my Discord is horny jail. So a lot of it's like, have you seen that meme, Austin, of the of where it's someone like looking at Earth and they're like, wait, this is all horny jail, and it's like, it always has been, with a gun.
Yeah.
This is horny jail.
My favorite. So, I posted the other day where, like, a bunch of people who I follow were suddenly just being, like, really thirsty, like, on my Twitter time. I just said, like, oh man, it's like not even midnight and people are already being horny. And then somebody posted like a picture of SpongeBob doing this, just like. And so I responded with a picture of Doom Guy just doing this, and just says, horny.
That's great. That's perfect. He's gone to the place where they collect water filters for payment all day, every day. That's right. Oh my goodness.
The live version of the FF6 opera songs are great. Yes, absolutely.
It is great. Yeah. So I had the rare thing where I sat next to Nobu Uematsu at Distant Worlds when they premiered the Final Fantasy VI character theme for the first time it was ever played by the character medley, and I was just like, "This is like bucket list business, boys." Bucket list.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was insane, and he was just like kind of like dancing along to it and stuff. I was like, "Oh, this is crazy."
The concert I really wish I could have gone to, slightly off topic, is the Nier concert. I really wish I could have gone to that one.
Me too, man. I just looked into it, and it was like post-virus, and the whole thing just kind of was either really far away or not happening anymore. It's so sad.
Well, no, the Nier concert was like last year.
Oh, so it's over completely, yeah.
Yeah, but I have tickets to the FF Remake concert. I believe is next March.
Yes, I had mine for October, and then it's gone. It's canceled. So I don't know when it's going to come back. They said, like, yeah, buy the tickets again sometime. Here's your money. It's like, damn, man. They postponed ours. It was going to be in July. Okay.
But they postponed it until March.
So you have a date at least, though.
Like, we actually have a date. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, but mine, they're like, yeah, we'll tell you about it someday. I was like, damn, man. So hopefully I'll get to see it, but because man, the possibilities.
They are releasing the the soundtrack for the concert though. They're releasing that, I believe, this year.
I saw that. That's exciting. Oh, you know what? So you said you're a Kingdom Hearts 3 fan. That soundtrack's finally coming this fall too, officially. So that's gonna be great.
So excited. I've been waiting for that soundtrack for so long. I'm just like, oh my god, like yes, please. I want it in my ears.
It's
I
too
have
good,
every
man.
single Kingdom Hearts soundtrack except for 3. I want it really badly.
Yeah, it's way too good. Horny Jail's
Really
Guilty's out of Horny Jail. He says that was the highlight of my life. So there you go, Austin. You great stuff. Great stuff. All right, so I'm gonna ask Austin. So with all of these people who just adore your work watching, is there anything you want to say to the fans who have just discovered you for the first time, possibly in this game, and just loved what you've done with the character? You brought him to life. What would you say to people?
I just want to say I'm glad that you like Roche. I'm glad that you're having fun. Like, I mean, like, I am on this planet to make people happy. And if any of my characters, if Roche makes you happy, if Sid makes you happy, if Ash or Demon King Jester, or even if for some reason June makes you happy, if any of my characters make you happy, then I've literally fulfilled my life's purpose. So thank you for helping me fulfill my life's purpose. Honestly, like truly, deeply, like I am a smile maker by trade. So like, just thank you for being part of that. I'm working on other stuff to make you guys smile. I'm working on Megaton Girl. I'm making music on Bandcamp all the time. Like, if anything I do makes you smile, please let me know, because like I want to know if you guys are happy. I want to know if I help make you happy, and if you're not happy, then like I hope that I do something down the line that is able to make you happy. That's really like that's what I gotta say about that. I just gotta say thank you. So thank you.
It's great, and man, we can tell you are a smile maker because from the first second I saw Roche in the trailer, man, it was just this guy's gonna be great, and what a performance, what a great game. So yeah, dude, it's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. You were just talking about it a little bit, but again, where's the best place to find it? Obviously, your stream here on Twitch. If you want to comment again, people can just click on your name and check out the channel. Put an emoji, whatever you want, or an emote. And then, of course, you mentioned Megaton Girl is his project that's been going on for 8 years. Incredible.
This it says butts and it has a picture of Megaton Girl on it. So there you go. There's butts. There's me.
There you go.
So that's me on Twitch. I'm the same at over on Twitter. That's the Amtrax VA.
Perfect.
So same over there. I've got my Discord server, which I believe Saber Shocks just put in there.
Yes, he did. Good man.
And those are like the big places. I have a Tumblr that's just Amtrax without the VA, but I don't really use that much anymore. I used to be like really posting on that a lot, but I mostly just use it anymore just as like another place to post my art.
Amazing.
But we got my website, which is austinmatthewsva.com. That's where you can find my resume. And then I don't know. Follow Megaton Girl on Twitter, I guess.
Yeah, check it out, guys. It's very cool. We raided that one night, and he was in the midst of. He showed us the pilot, or let us hear the pilot. It's so cool. Really cool concepts. Great voice work.
Pilot for you guys. That's right. I forgot I actually played the pilot for you guys.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And of course, we've had your name up on the stream the entire time with your banner. So guys, check it out. That's his website up there too, like the nice banners from there. So go listen to his character reel too. It's really cool. It's really cool. Like a lot of different ranges in there, and we'll be seeing more of that with Roche. But again, man, thank you so much. We cannot wait to see you in part 2, part 3, part 7, however many.
However many parts, I'll buy them all.
Yes, definitely. Same here.
They keep releasing them.
Definitely, man. Yeah, we hope to see more of Roche too, even more in the next game. So hopefully we'll get our wish. But
hopefully.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man. And again, thanks for you seem like a really positive person. Thanks for spreading positivity, especially in these times. Like we're always saying, we got to kind of band together and be there for each other during all this. So it's awesome to see the cast kind of exude a lot of the ideas from Final Fantasy, which is friendship and coming together and overcoming our negativity. So very nice to see you, man.
It was good to see you too. Thank you for having me on, and thank you to everybody who dropped questions. That was absolute pleasure.
No worries. We appreciate you, dude. And yeah, guys, if this is on the YouTube version, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to follow here on Twitch. We are going to attempt, Austin, to have other cast members on from the game, so we'll see what we can do. But man, what a great first place to start, I must say. What a character.
You get some more because they're all delightful. They're all freaking delightful.
Awesome. All right, hey, thanks a lot, man.
Your breath.
You're breathtaking. Yeah, say your goodbyes, guys. Guilty says
Right.
Phil for Vincent. Yeah, we'll work on that. I'll have to get some advice from Austin on that voice. But you guys are amazing. All right, Austin, if there's anything else you want to say, otherwise we will end it there.
I'm just gonna say doinks in the chat.
Doinks in the chat, guys. You heard it. Let's get some cowards die first for Austin. Thank you so much for being here, my friend.
Thank you so much.
We hope to have you on again after part 2. All right.
I'm totally fine with that.
Awesome. All right, Austin. We'll see you around. And yeah, guys, I'll stay on for just a second or two on the stream. But thank you so much, Austin. Yeah, I'll shoot you a message or anything. But thanks again so much, man. If you need anything from me too, let me know in a DM. And this will be on YouTube as well if you want to see that coming up.
Sweet. I will definitely keep an eye out for it.
All right, man. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Cheers.
Now, such a blast, guys. Such a pleasure to have him on. I want to shout out everybody in the chat who made this great. You guys were hilarious as always. It was a pleasure to have everybody on, and also you guys were really well behaved, I have to say. I'm very happy with your behavior tonight. No overly insane stuff. Let's look at the Discord as we end. Probably going to take all that back in about 1 second. Just kidding. Oh my god. We got some smelling salts. Uh-oh. Oh boy. More smelling salts from Saber. You guys did great. I'm so proud of you tonight. What a great guy. Huh? What do you guys think? Austin, Lee, Matthews. I had a lot of questions I was excited to ask, and he was a really good sport. He really nailed it as well. All right, let's take some smelling salts because, you know, it's time. It's time. Here we go. And we'll look at the Discord and cry. Nona says, cast aside your humanity, Phil. Speaking of Nier, right? Become as gods. Here we go. Oh! Oh! It was an I one. It was an I one. All right, we're gonna do the nunchucks. Damn it! Get to ask all your questions. Ooh, great. Should try to reach out to our very own flower girl, Brianna White. Yes, we are gonna reach out to Brianna. I think it'll be a great time. Somebody said, I think it was either her or Britt Barron had done an interview recently. So, you know, they are doing them either way, so that's a good sign. I went with the goofy questions. Hey, thanks for mixing it up, Sephiroth. We appreciate you. John. Yeah, from what I've seen, John very gracious as well. So I think we'll reach out to we'll try reaching out to John, Brianna, and Britt. Probably do that just because it's so late now. It's kind of like a dumb time to do that. We'll do that tomorrow. I will reach out to him. No, this was again. I didn't really know what to expect doing it live. I'm really glad I did it live though, because it was so much fun to have you guys there to do it and to contribute and everything. Spencer says, "Wait, if you die in horny jail, do you die for real?" Yes. I thought about it too. Like I said, I had the same vibe, really. Just my style of interview with Ray Chase and Darren DePaul. If you watch on YouTube, but you know it's in person also, so it's easier to just be like, you know, what's the word? I don't know, body language and stuff. But I must say, I love the fact that you guys got involved and it was interactive. I think that's super cool. I think it's super cool. And you guys got to, you know, ask your questions to Roche. So very fun times. And shout out to Austin again for the very generous time tonight. That was awesome. Like there wasn't that pressure, like I said, with the 20-minute Ray Chase interview. To just be like, go through the list quick. Okay, bye. I was super chill just to chat. Like we were talking about Kingdom Hearts. Hello? It was great. It's great stuff. It felt more like friends talking and geeking out than usual strict interviews. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I'm really happy you say that, Sephiroth. And I appreciate the heck out of all of you. Goodbye, friends. I will see you in the Discord. We'll be back with more FF9, and I'll reach out to all the voice actors in the entire freaking universe, apparently. In Final Fantasy VII. Every cast member, we will have them on the channel. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.